Good morning. It is April 25th. It's time for coffee and cursey words. Today we have a very special topic. We're going to get back into food court. It has been way too long. These trials, man, have kept us busy, but we are getting back to food court today, talking about, well, there's a few things. Topo Chico and whether or not it's a margarita. I'm not joking. We're going to talk about Crumbl and some of the motions going on there. And we have a few other new food stories that we're going to get into and see if that's what you want to be talking about going forward. So, we also need to talk about things that happened on Friday and then again Monday. Well, Thursday, Friday, Monday, because Thursday we didn't have any news regarding the BitBoy crypto court date, except that he had blown it off and was in the Bahamas and posting these types of photos up on the Twitter. There have been two court orders since then, and we're going to go over those first and then get into food court. Tomorrow on the Emily Show podcast, I'll be talking about Alec Baldwin and the Rust charges. That all happened while I was trying to get my hair cut. So, when I'm like, I'm going to the salon, we're getting a fresh do, a little new color put on. We've got things to do, and my phone is blowing up, and I'm like, what is happening? The Rust charges were dismissed. Great. So that's going to be the podcast tomorrow on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I think we're going to head back to Idaho to talk about the King Road murders and talk about the discovery motions that are going on. And we really need to talk about what that means, what that looks like. But we're going to do that on Tuesday. Today, we have needed to get back to food court. We all need a little lightness in our life. So we're going to do can I even call it a quick bit if we're talking about BitBoy crypto? It's not going to be quick. We need the BitBoy crypto conversation so we can like put it to bed for a little bit and then talk about cookies and Topo Chico. Doesn't that sound delightful? Are you ready? Are you ready for the day? I'm sure there will be a pickle appearance. We need to talk about the pickle too. We'll talk about the pickle in a minute. But with all of that, it's time for coffee and cursey words. It's good to see you all coming in. Let me know where you're drinking, what you're coming in from. Thank you for all the compliments about my hair. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm here for it. The members know that I was feeling a little anxious about changing my part and all things. I'm in love. I love it so much. I love it so much. I love it so much. So with all of that, thank you for the incredible compliments. Y'all have been so kind around social media with the new do. If you want to see the curly version of the new do, go watch yesterday's quick bits. It was the waved version. We're going to be going between the straight and the waved, and that's just the way it's going to be. But for now, we should get started. Hey there, I'm Emily D. Baker, the internet's go-to legal analyst, breaking down the legal side of the pop culture and entertainment stories we can't stop talking about. I'm a big fan of the cursey words. I've been a licensed attorney for over 17 years, but this is not legal advice. This is where the law nerds unite to talk about facts, not. Let's get into it. I know. Thank you. Thank you all for the comments on the hair. Like, look, here's the thing. I basically rocked this hairstyle with a side part most of my life. Somewhere after I left the DA's office, I was like, well, after I did my TED Talk, I was like, let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens if we just start letting it grow. And then I kept that energy through all of 2020 and continued. And then now in 2023, I was like, can we please cut off 6 inches? So it was time. It will definitely change my bun situation. So I need it a little bit longer than this. We've got to find the perfect new shorter length to also get a good bun situation. So that's the goal. The goal is to find some version of this that also can bun well. So that's where we're headed. But as long as I've rocked a side part, and here's the thing, I am a Zennial, so I am on the cusp of Gen X and the millennial, like the very eldest of the millennial, the very youngest of the Gen X. So I had held on to my side part like it was being pried from my cold dead fingers. But with my hair, it always ended up flopping in my face, and I was constantly trying to move it out of my face. This doesn't get into my face. I love it so much. I love it so much. I love it so much. So here I am with the with the the ever controversial middle part. I know I went darker too. I love it. I love it. So I am ready. I'm ready now. I'm ready for shorter hair. I'm ready to be able to wear it down more because it doesn't take as long to do and it doesn't get caught in my purse. I was just ready for shorter hair. It was time. It was just time. It was, you have that, the feeling I'm talking about. Like maybe don't make these decisions during like an eclipse cycle, but you know what I mean. You feel it in your soul where you're like, this is the change that needs to happen. And then you just do it. And you're like, yes. Love the new do, but it has giving Jessie from Team Rocket Pokemon vibes. I'm here for it. I'm here for Jessie for Team Rocket. I'm here for my Morticia Adams moment. I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of it. So thank you. I'm here. Wait, what? Stina, you're what? Hold on. Stina's keeping us in the loop. How do we know these things? Is there an email list that I'm supposed to be on? Oh, Stina. Hold on. It's lovely. Wait, I need to share my screen. This is not what we were supposed to be doing this morning, but sometimes I get distracted. It's called Orchid in Bloom. It looks like this is part of their Mother's Day gifting. It really is lovely. It really is lovely. It is orchid. Oh, chat, I might need it. It really is orchid. It's pretty. I'm not gonna lie. We need to work on working with Stanley, though I do have lovely Lawnard mugs that I sent out as gifts that were not Stanley mugs, and they have a different handle, but the Yetis are really fun too. So I'm here for it. Let's see. Are they already sold out? I'm gonna look right now. Y'all, the way I should be working. The way I should be working, but I'm gonna do this real quick. This is happening. Okay, hold on. Why is this being strange? No, I don't want to check out that way. Chat, now you're all stuck with me. As we're trying to wait, go back. Go back. Now I want to shop more and I don't have time because I'm live streaming. These are things I needed to know earlier, but didn't. All right. I don't need to. That's just ridiculous. Okay. Let's see. The CAPTCHA is trying to slow me down. Stop it. Why aren't you letting me live my best life? I am terribly distracted at the moment. This is the worst CAPTCHA I've ever seen. It is like verify the photos with a drone and then they're all grainy and terrible and I can't even chat. This is so wild. It doesn't want to believe that I'm human. Let's see. We can do this this way and it'll just be done. Yay, chat. We're almost done. A Yeti collab would be the best. Hey, I would collab with either at this point. You know how I feel about my giant mugs. My giant mugs. I love them. Let's see. This is done. We're done. Yay. Happy Mother's Day to me. All right. That's ridiculous. Done. Donezo. Perfect. Thanks, Lawnards. What I didn't have on stream today was impulse purchasing, but now I've done it. Now I've done it. I shouldn't be impulse purchasing things. We have a sponsor that we need to talk about in a minute. I shouldn't be impulse purchasing, but darn it, I just clicked off of what I needed. Let's see if can I just go back? Please let me go back. Stop it. Okay, good. Twitter. Let's talk about FTX real quick. So Lifestyle by K, you just came in as I was busy impulse purchasing. And now we're ready to move on and talk about BitBoy crypto. That's our quick bit for the day. I mean, I feel we can call it a quick bit, right? Because the main topic of the show is food court. So then we get to call it a quick bit, don't we? I feel like we do. It's still a quick bit to me. In my heart, it still feels like a quick bit. Quick bit. I feel like it's a yes, chat. It's a BitBoy quick bit. It's a BitBoy bit. That's exactly what it is. It is a BitBoy bit. So with it being a BitBoy bit, for those of you that are not caught up on what's going on with BitBoy crypto, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to speed run the road so far. This law firm, the Moskowitz firm, has sued over FTX. FTX is a crypto exchange that collapsed spectacularly. That's the stuff with Sam Bankman-Fried. It's in bankruptcy. There were congressional hearings about it. It's wild. I've been looking at the influencer and celebrity lawsuit part of this, where the same law firm is suing, like, I don't know, Shaquille O'Neal and Giselle Bundchen, and then a bunch of influencers in a separate lawsuit for promoting as paid promotion FTX and their coin FTT. One of the influencers that was sued in the influencer lawsuit is BitBoy Crypto, aka, or actually Ben Armstrong, aka BitBoy Crypto. Ben Armstrong, of all the people named in the suit, has a really good chance of getting this suit dismissed. It's not pled well to him. It doesn't allege a lot of facts. It doesn't show where he promoted this coin, where he took this coin, or he took this as a paid sponsorship. I don't even know if you can really sue like this for a paid sponsorship. These aren't easy. These aren't easy lawsuits. And it seems like the firm is going after maybe those that would still have money because their clients don't want to fight it out in the bankruptcy because there's not going to be nearly enough money left in the bankruptcy. This is how bankruptcies go. We're seeing that really a lot in the Girardi bankruptcy. There's a lot of creditors, not a lot of money to go around. So I think they're looking for deep pockets. Well, instead of just filing a motion to dismiss or a motion with regard to joinder or jurisdiction, BitBoy Crypto sent an email saying, hey, motherfucker, and went on from there. The plaintiff's attorney brought it to the court's attention and was like, I am being harassed and threatened by BitBoy Crypto. There have been all these voicemails and repetitive phone call hangups and all this other stuff. I covered that in other content. So on Thursday last week, April 20th, BitBoy Crypto was supposed to be in court and blew it off and posted all up on the Twitter like, not going to court today. And I think the exact quote was, I'm supposed to be in court today, but I'm not. Why? Because I don't give a fuck. I think he actually said AF. But he didn't say IDGAF. It was, I don't give AF. Anyway, so then he was ordered to court yesterday. So we're going to go over the court orders ordering him to appear on the order that happened after he failed to appear on Thursday, the plaintiff's order, and then the court's order. And we're going to go through those three things real quick. So that is what's going on with BitBoy Crypto. I did this and covered this in a reel that is up on QuickBits and up on Instagram, which is where I put my shorter things. I'm contemplating buying a second phone so I can still put things up on TikTok. I might do that. I might get a older kind of burner phone to just upload things to the Tiki Talk Talks that doesn't have access to like my email or my home Wi-Fi. Is that ridiculous? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. So before we get into all of the BitBoy Crypto stuff, we have a sponsor today that is a now part of my daily routine. And because it was food court for today is the perfect time to share our sponsor with you. So thank you very much to Love and Pies for sponsoring this stream. Y'all, the way I'm hooked on this game is it's something. I did that badly. Y'all know how much I love a casual mobile game with a little bit of intrigue, and I'm so happy that Love and Pies is back as a sponsor on today's video. They have just launched a brand new seasonal event called Lake Pass, and it has been so much fun to play. It runs through May 7th, and you don't want to miss it. If you are level 9 or above, you have access to it now. I mean, low-key, I'm level 33, but you're meeting new unique characters, and there are milestone and decoration rewards, but there's also a new storyline to try to figure out. So use this casual merge game to uncover the plot there. And I am still continuing the mystery in Appleton of figuring out what's going on with the purple fox and what other mysteries unfold as you get into higher levels. You keep unlocking new map areas and you get to decorate them. I've been having a lot of fun mixing the different decoration styles to see what I can come up with. So if you are ready for just some really charming casual gameplay, Love and Pies is for you. So go ahead and use my link down below to download Love and Pies and play for yourself. And let me know in the chat and in the comments if you are already playing this game. What level are you on? Are you beating my level 33? I know some of you are. All right, let's get back to today's video. I love seeing where you guys are in this game and what day you're on. It's a fun game, and what I appreciate is there are fun games where you can play with 0 coin. If games can't be fun without you paying actual money, they will not be on this channel. But when you can play a really thorough experience without having to pay, then I'm like, I'm in. And then if you want to speed things up, you can choose to. It's a lot of fun. So I've really enjoyed that Trail Mix is back as a sponsor on the streams. Not everybody wants to take a chance on sponsoring streams, so it's really nice when they do. So with all of that, we need to get to these orders from the court. Let me actually make this bigger and make me bigger so you can see both. Let's do this better. Emily, stream better. We're professionals here. There we go. That's the way I wanted it to look. Order to appear and to show cause. An order to show cause is like, yo, you need to explain yourself. Like, come to court and explain. So this is the first court order from 420. Can I say April 20th? Probably, but can I really? No. This gives a brief background on the fact that there was the threats, that the judge had ordered him to appear, that he had been served. It talks about the First Amendment. The First Amendment generally prevents government from proscribing speech or even expressive conduct because of disapproval of the ideas expressed. Let's all take a moment to like sink that in and remember that it was the government proscribing speech. This is the battle that we're going to get into, whether TikTok can be banned, because TikTok is arguably a speech platform. These free speech protections are particularly strong with regard to prior restraints, meaning stopping somebody from doing stuff before they've done it, or, quote, administrative and judicial orders forbidding certain communications when issued in advance of the time that such communications are to occur. Prior restraint is like a big, big no-no when it comes to speech. It says, nevertheless, courts have made a distinction between communication and harassment. The difference is one between free speech and conduct that may be proscribed. So they went through this to talk about the difference between free speech and harassment. Yes, you can. Yes, the courts aren't going to prescribe your speech, but when that speech falls into the realms of harassment, then it is the type of conduct that courts can limit. The court finds that plaintiff's counsel has presented sufficient evidence to demonstrate that defendant Armstrong has crossed the line from civil communications with plaintiff's counsel to harassment in connection with this matter. This harassment has occurred in the form of repetitive telephone calls to plaintiff's counsel's law firm and threats, directed or indirect, real or perceived, to plaintiffs and plaintiffs' counsel's safety. First Amendment rights, and in particular the right to free speech, are vital and warrant the strongest protections. Yeah, agreed. But they cannot be used as a shield to defend harassing, threatening, and dangerous conduct like that engaged in here. Also agree. And this is where courts really try to figure out the balance between what is harassing, what is threatening, what is free speech, even if it's distasteful, and where does speech become dangerous, and when does it become dangerous conduct? And that's something that they have to always balance. And the court found in this case on the 20th that BitBoy Crypto's behavior fell into harassment. Mind you, BitBoy Crypto didn't show up to court to tell his side because he was in the Bahamas going, meh. By failing to respond to plaintiff's filing and failing to appear before the court, defendant Armstrong has given the court no basis to find otherwise. Based on the foregoing, it is ordered. Defendant Armstrong and his counsel shall appear in person on Monday, April 24th. And they did. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And when they're ordered to attend on Monday, It's to show cause why he should not be held in contempt for violating this court's order on April 12th, 2023, footnote 6. And then footnote 6 is the court's strong reminder about what the civil contempt penalties are. And at the end of the day, the civil contempt sanctions may include, among other things, a coercive daily fine. We saw that in the Alex Jones case. He was being fined daily for discovery violations. So a daily fine, like every day you fail to do the thing, you have to pay this much money. A coercive daily fine, a compensatory fine. I wonder if that would work with my kid. Like, hey, you lose $3 a day until the room is clean. I'm not going to tell you when to do it. There's just going to be a deduction. And if you do it in one day, there will be a bonus. Maybe that. My kids are actually pretty good about it, but I think that's kind of funny. What else? Where else could we use a coercive daily fine? A coercive daily fine, a compensatory fine compensating the court and counsel for their time, attorney's fees and expenses, and coercive incarceration. So yes, though legalese is hard, coercive incarceration means you can be put in jail until you acquiesce to the court's request. Defendant Ben Armstrong shall immediately refrain from sending threatening communications directly or indirectly to plaintiff's counsel, Adam Moskowitz, his family, his partners, and associates of the firm. Defendant Ben Armstrong's failure to comply with the instant order may result in imposition of sanctions, including the institution of contempt proceedings. And we know that the sanctions for contempt can include coercive incarceration. This is in bold. This is the court literally like wagging its finger. If you do not adhere to the court, this is what can be done. So then plaintiff's counsel had a filing that was amusing. So we're going to go through plaintiff's counsel's filing. Then we're going to go to the court's ruling on Monday. Then we're going to go back to Twitter to see what else is being said on the tweets. So with all of that, notice of filing of materials for the show cause. So with the notice of filings for the show cause, this is preemptively before the order to show cause, because BitBoy Crypto is supposed to go to court Monday and show cause why the court order was ignored, why nothing was filed, why they didn't go to court, all the rest of it. So this is, plaintiffs are giving notice of filing of the materials from defendant Ben Armstrong's Twitter account that were utilized and or referred to during the April 20th hearing. So now we know that during the hearing, they brought up what he was doing on Twitter. That was in front of the judge, including materials posted by Armstrong's account after plaintiff's notice of filing through present date, including additional materials subsequently posted to Armstrong's account after the hearing. April 6th. This is BitBoy. Ben Armstrong faces legal action from FTX class action lawyers. Like, it's really amazing to see how wrong these articles are. I never posted a YouTube short video about Adam Moskowitz. I asked the process server to record a quick video on his phone so he could personally deliver a direct message from me to Adam. Oh, it was different. It wasn't a short. It was deliver a direct message on video from me. That's from April 6th. The inept Adam Moskowitz likes to play the victim card because he can't actually stand behind his incompetency and toxic strategies. You see, he's a bully who plays the victim. As a society, we need to stand up against this type of behavior. And then he goes through what he believes standing up means. Again, these are being directed at counsel. Probably not a good idea, but not all of these things are direct threats or harassment. The problem is when you have over 1 million followers on Twitter, when you say we need to stand up to this type of behavior, it could cause, and it's foreseeable that it could cause that kind of harassment. So he goes from calling the plaintiff's counsel a bully to saying he will continue to bully plaintiff's counsel, always sponsored. And then he says he's not showing up to court on Thursday. I'm sure the court was thrilled. He talks about a media sheet. Great. Then he talks again about plaintiff's counsel. Inferior lawyers do not matter to me, period. I'm sure the judge loves that he's like, well, this is not between you and that attorney. This is now between us. So it continues to talk about plaintiff's counsel. All of these are still up on Twitter. I just want to, here's why you all need to be the enemy of Adam Moskowitz, the crooked ambulance chasing billion-dollar quote unquote attorney. We went through these already on the stream. I'm just letting you, or previous streams, I'm letting you know that these things do end up in court. I'm sure that BitBoy Crypto in all of his infinite wisdom was aware that these would all end up in court and doesn't care. Cloud over court is becoming a real interesting decision. This is my favorite. I'm supposed to be in court today. I'm not. Why? Because I don't give a fuck. And then it's the recklessness sponsored by sponsor. I want to know how much this sponsor is paying him at this point. I have so many questions. Guys, I missed court, but still ran into Adam Moskowitz, the attorney, and then a photo of him and a pig. The poor pig. Leave the pig alone. It's weird people don't realize I have real lawyers who actually know how to practice law, unlike the ambulance chasing Adam Moskowitz. I'm not flying by the seat of my pants out here. Well, it goes on and on and on. He refers to himself as Tony Montana. Proud to announce my next book, Catching Up. Mistyped. Look, he has the edit button. I don't understand what the problem is. Catching Up to the Commissary, How to Trade Altcoins for Contraband and Cigarettes in Prison. A photo from the cruise that he was on. I wouldn't have missed this for the world. I wish it would have said, at this point, just triple down and say I wouldn't have missed this for court. Opportunity missed. It goes on to talk about the other botting of the law firm and the asking to leave bad reviews, and it lists the whoever put this on Twitter, it lists the route, I think, of the, I don't know what this is, what the route of, let's see what the court is, or what he's trying to say that route is. For example, on March 16th, Armstrong tweeted his followers should man up and leave negative reviews for the Moskowitz law firm. Amongst the responses are screenshots of followers posting directions to the law firm office, with another follower stating, "This is promoting defamation and harassment." Another posted a GIF with the caption stating simply, "Burn it." Similar sentiments can be seen in the comment section. So posting the business address, posting directions to the business address, and then posting the burn it is what they took as a threat, and I can understand why. For lawyers out there, if you are going to enter the world of content creators and influencers, you need to consult with someone who is a content creator or an influencer before you just dip your toes into this pool, because it is unlike any kind of litigation that you will enter into. Ever. Lawyers are like, oh, you know, if I go out and sue Shaquille O'Neal, I'm going to just serve his lawyers, and then his lawyers and I, or lawyers and lawyers, are just going to deal with this, and the case will just go forward. Okay. That's not what happened with Shaq either. He evaded service for months. But they expect it'll just be lawyerly. That's not how it goes when you're dealing with content creators who are going to choose content and clout over court. We've seen it again and again. When you tangle with people who have audiences, they're not going to respond the way a traditional lawyer would respond. They're not going to respond the way a traditional client would respond. Most clients will just shut the fuck up and let their lawyers handle it. But content creators don't go that way. And the thing that's weird to me is to watch BitBoy Crypto, who has strong arguments against this lawsuit, decide to just go, fuck it, let's ride, and risk getting into a world of shit. We're going to have to talk about whether that gamble paid off. Because here's what the court did on Monday. And then we'll go to how BitBoy decided to dress for court on Monday and whether it's worth it. This is the Monday. 424. Order discharging show cause order. Y'all are going to love this. This cause is before the court following the court's April 20th, 2023 order to appear and show cause as to defendant Ben Armstrong. In the show cause order, the court ordered defendant to appear on April 24th before the undersigned and to show cause why he should not be held in contempt for violating the court's April 12th order, which directed defendant Armstrong to appear on April 20th to address plaintiff's allegations regarding harassment and threatening communications directing at plaintiffs. The court has considered the relevant portions of the record and is otherwise fully advised in the premises? Okay. Weird way to use premises. The court has heard from plaintiff's counsel, from Adam Moskowitz, and defendant Armstrong, who personally appeared and read a statement on the record at a show cause hearing. I wish he would post that statement on Twitter. At a show cause hearing on April 24th. As stated on the record at the show cause hearing and finding defendant Armstrong has complied with this court's show cause order, it is hereby ordered and adjudged that the order to show cause against defendant is discharged. Ordered and adjudged that defendant Ben Armstrong is admonished to continue to comply with the court's April 20th order, directing him to cease and refrain from posting or sending harassing and threatening communications, including paper and electronic communications, telephone calls, directly or indirectly to plaintiff's counsel. Adam Moskowitz, his family, his partners, and associates at the law firm, and any party or counsel in this case. Failure to comply with this order will result in the imposition of sanctions, including contempt proceedings. So this is a one last warning to BitBoy Crypto. Footnote 1. As further explained on the record, the court's order is extended to conduct by Mr. Armstrong intended to cause others to engage in such conduct on his behalf or at his behest. He can't weaponize his audience. But I saw a number of you say the sad trombone. So the court gave him one more I'm warning you, buddy. So if you're BitBoy Crypto and you're looking at the fuck around and find out quotient, did you take the W on this one? I think the court backed down big time and was just like, okay, we've told you now not to do it. Tisk tisk, don't do it. And that's it. So for BitBoy, I think it's probably a win, right? He's like, you talked a big game, court. But it seems like he took the W on this. I'm sure he sees this as the W. The court said, don't harass the attorney and leave it be. All right. BitBoy Crypto has said on Twitter he's going to be releasing the transcripts. I wish he would just release the written statement. Maybe I'll tweet at him and ask him if he'll release the written statement. He seems to be responding if you tweet directly at him. So this is what he had to say about court. While we finish up this portion. This is the look for court. It's sponsored. It's sponsored. I don't know why I don't know what this is. Let's see. Oh, set a reminder of my upcoming space, co-hosted. BitBoy fleeing country to Estonia as he narrowly escapes jail. That's what he named his Twitter space. So he's just dunking on the entire thing. Yeah, I don't want to do that either. I definitely don't want to do that. That's a very good point. This is Ben's social media manager. He is currently on his way to jail. It's been recommended he serve some serious time. We're trying to secure a sponsorship or a sponsor for his jail stint. Just kidding. Up only snitches. Sponsored. Clearly, he's taking the whole thing seriously. And the court seemed to not care. So there we go. The court just said, don't talk about the plaintiff's counsel. And he released part of the court's order, not the entire thing, but part of the court's order. And said he'll be releasing the transcript. The judge in this case was amazing. We'll be posting the transcripts as soon as they're available. Great. Would love to see it. There's a lot of questions about where these voicemails came from, considering the record will show it's impossible I could have made them. Good. We want to see it. So there we go. BitBoy Crypto is has flouted the court, ignored court orders, and walked away with nothing else but a don't say mean shit to the plaintiff's lawyer. We'll see what happens next. We'll see what happens next. The court will will now have to deal with how emboldened BitBoy crypto is. But again, all of this is so dumb. All of this could have been avoided if he had just, maybe this is what he wants. It's garnered a lot of headlines. Maybe this was the desire. Maybe it's all press is good press. But yeah, it's a whole lot of bun, no burger on this one. And federal judges generally give a shit when you fuck around. I'm very interested to see what the transcript holds and what this judge said. But the order is stop it. Like, stop wilding out and adhere to the court orders. We'll see. And we'll see if any of the attorneys have statements about it. But I'm sure the Moskowitz firm is not thrilled. But if it stops the harassment, and will it really stop the harassment? Because he can keep posting about what happens in court, and he can't really control what his audience does. I think it will get bad for him if his audience continues to go after the plaintiff's attorney. I think that warning his audience not to is helpful, but you can't control other people. And it also puts him in the position where people who don't like him, and I'm sure there are some, because it's the internet and there's always people who don't like someone who's on the internet, whether they will use that as a way to get to him, because the court has said, hey, this includes don't signal to your people to do anything. We'll see what happens. And hopefully he will just let it be. I don't think that's realistic, though. Are we ready to get to food court? Are we ready to get to food court? Yes, he got I'm warning you one more time. I'm warning you one more time. This is your final warning. Here's my thoughts on it real quick before we move on. The court set the hearing when he was going to be on the cruise without him having an attorney in court. If he had an attorney in court, which he should have had, but if he had an attorney in court, or if he had called into the court, he could have called in and said, look, the court wants to set it for this day. And he would have said, can I do it Monday? And the court would have been fine with it, which is why I think the court was not going to be like, you weren't here, I'm holding you in contempt. This is a first warning before you get to DEFCON red for the court. And I'm sure the warning on the record was a little more stern than the written warning. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. The fact that he had an attorney show up in court, I don't know if that helped mitigate it for the court, but the order said shall appear and he didn't. And the court was just like, hey, you can't do that. If he had not fucked around on Twitter so much, I think it would be less offensive, because I've definitely seen people end up in handcuffs for less. And that's part of it, you know? So we'll see what the court does. And we'll see what BitBoy continues to do. All right, with that, let's get to food court, huh? For the rest of the day, we got other shit to do. And if this is a clout over court situation, let's just not. Let's move on. Let's move on to other things, to greener pastures. Where should we start with food court? Do we start with a little bit of a news story and then get into, let's start with the Topo Chico story and then get to cookies. How's that sound? Topo Chico first and then cookies? I think that sounds good too. Let me reset my notes real quick and pull those up, because I have way too many notes today. And we're going to take a look at what's going on in the Topo Chico case. Because who doesn't love, do you guys love Topo Chico? Let me know in the chat. I love Topo Chico. You know what I didn't know? That it was a product of the Coca-Cola company. I had no idea. All right. It's time to get hungry. I'm going to swipe. I know we need to name the pickle. I know we've got 2 rounds to name the pickle. We're going to start with naming the pickle. We have 2 different rounds because we have 8 names, and then we're going to go top 2 and then run them off against each other. Maybe we'll do that all today. It's time. Oh, I need a prop. Hold on. I need Dr. B. Let me see if I can get him. Hold on. I need a prop. I have props. I actually have this product in my house, and I totally forgot about it. Dr. B. Dr. B. All right, let's see if we can get him in here. I tried. Oh, he heard me. Dr. B. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you grab me the Topo Chico hard seltzers that we have in the fridge? I'm not going to start drinking. It's for a case. The look he gave me was like, it's early, isn't it? It's almost noon. The look he gave me was, it's early, isn't it? All right, let's talk about Topo Chico. So Topo Chico is a really carbonated water. It's nice and bubbly, lovely flavor. They also make a hard seltzer. This lawsuit is coming about with regard to the hard seltzer. So we're going to have to discuss what the word hard means. So we are going to say hard about 1 million times. Don't take a drink every time I say the word hard, because what is and is not a hard seltzer? Thank you. Are these 2 different flavors?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thanks, darling.
There's a third flavor, but I didn't bring that.
What's the third flavor?
I think a raspberry something.
A raspberry something. I think I would like that better than the mango. We have a watermelon one?
It's raspberry or watermelon.
Ooh, we love watermelon.
Want me to verify?
Yeah, please. Topo Chico, hard seltzer. I love a hard seltzer. So these are, what have I got? Tangy lemon lime, tropical mango. So we need to talk about what a hard seltzer is. It says spiked sparkling water. I often make these myself by dumping vodka into sparkling water. So let's take a look at the judge's order in this case. When was this filed? Hopefully the judge will tell us. I'm optimistic that the judge will give us a good recitation of what's going on, because as far as food lawsuits go, I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts. And let's get into it. Let me make this. Everything's basically a White Claw derivative at this point. I don't know if this one's made with malt or if this one is made, some of them are made with different kinds of alcohol. And different kinds of malted alcohol. It just depends on the type of alcohol. But yeah, they're all basically White Claw-ish. Let's see, this one's 4.7% alcohol by volume with 2 grams of sugar. I think this is a little boozier than a White Claw, but I'm not sure if a White Claw has 4.7 alcohol by volume.
Strawberry guava.
Strawberry guava. Interesting. Hey, do we have any White Claws in there?
Of course we do.
Can you bring me a White Claw too? Now I need to see the alcohol by volume. We're just doing all the things. So let's get, I'm getting Zima flashbacks. My kids were just watching a food theory about clear drinks, like Crystal Pepsi and Crystal Coke, and Zima was featured in there, and they're like, what the heck is that? I have a Zima story for another day, because high school. So I ended up driving underage because people were drinking Zima, and I didn't drink in high school at all. Strawberry guava is our other one. All right, let's swoop and get into what the court had to say about this. So, Dr. B's coming back with the White Claw before we get into it. Let's see. Oh, the watermelon's my favorite. Let's see. Spiked sparkling water with a hint of watermelon. The watermelon is my favorite on the White Claw. Let's see what the alcohol by volume is on these. Where does it say on the, Topo Chico makes it real clear, the alcohol by volume down there on the bottom. White Claw's making me work for it. Let's see. 2 grams of carbs, great. Gluten-free, great. It's got to say on here somewhere what it is. Contains alcohol, yep. Hard seltzer with flavor, yep. 5% alcohol by volume. Oh! White Claw's a little boozier. Let's see. Look at that. 4.7 versus 5. Thanks, chat. Y'all knew. I never pay attention. Those of you that were on the members only stream with me and Dr. B when we were trying our new whiskey and did not check the alcohol by volume. Yeah. That was a mess. Okay, let's get into this. I love a White Claw. Look, y'all, I don't try to hard cider. I don't try to hide the level of basic that I am. I just don't. I just enjoy it. These aren't malted. So I try to stay away from the ones that are malted because I have malt issues more than I have any other kinds of issues. So trying to figure out what kind of alcohol are in a hard seltzer that won't hurt my stomach matters. White Claw has been pretty safe for me. Both of these list themselves as gluten-free. I'm not sure what kind of alcohol they use. Okay. We've talked enough about the booze. Let us get into the suit. Kari Warren versus the Coca-Cola Company. Just think to yourself, someone has gotten a lawyer because they are pressed about what's about to happen. Fuck, I love food court. Background facts. Thank you, Your Honor. For the purposes of this motion, the court accepts as true the facts, but not the conclusions alleged by plaintiff in her complaint. The Coca-Cola Company manufactures, distributes, markets, labels, sells margarita hard seltzer under its Topo Chico brand. The product. Plaintiff purchased the product at various locations, including ShopRite Supermarket in Pearl, New York, between May and June 2022. The product is sold in 12 packs, which retail for $17.99 or approximately $1.50 per 12-ounce can. At the top of the product's front label, there is a photograph of 4 types of margarita hard seltzer contained in the 12-pack: strawberry hibiscus, signature margarita, tropical pineapple, and prickly pear. Those sound delicious. Brian, we need more Topo Chico. I want to try these. Wait, he came back in.
Do you need a refill?
No, yes, I need a refill. Come here, look. Topo Chico makes margarita ones. Doesn't that sound delicious? I'm showing you so you can remind me when we go to the store that we need those.
I've never seen those.
We need them. Don't they sound good? They come in prickly pear and pineapple and margarita and strawberry hibiscus. Don't they sound yummy?
They do.
Guess what? The chat influenced me. I bought a new Stanley mug. They have
good
purple.
Lord. Chat, please stop it. Please. Yeah,
They have
so
purple.
many cups.
They have purple. They have a lavender purple.
Did you have to order it online?
It's already on the way.
Of course.
Dr. B, the chat says hi.
Way too many cups.
It's never too many cups.
Way too many cups.
It's never too many cups.
Yeah.
He says bye. I don't know if you heard him. He didn't speak up loud enough. Dr. P is like, the hell. All right. So with all of that, let's see. These words appear on a yellow background containing faint images of agave plants. Oh, I didn't even notice. Down here, faint images of agave. That must matter. Relying on the product's front label, as well as the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, Wikipedia. Wait! Who's relying on Wikipedia? And the International Bartenders Association definitions of margarita. Do you see where this is going? Chat, do you see where this is going? Do you see the direction this is going in? We have to go to the Wikipedia definition of margarita. Plaintiff alleges that consumers expect to receive a cocktail containing tequila when they order a margarita, as this ingredient defines what a margarita is. So the plaintiff cited to Merriam-Webster, Wikipedia, and the International Bartenders Association. So this person is suing because the hard seltzer is not made with tequila. The margarita flavored hard seltzer is not made with tequila. Margarita hard seltzer. Y'all? Debbie Joe, you are absolutely right in the chat. They should have reached out to the American Honky Tonk Bar Association. That's exactly who they should have cited. The AHBA. That's where it should have gone. What a missed opportunity. And therefore, consumers will expect the product to contain tequila. Shania said, "This is so dumb. Welcome to food court." Sometimes they're dumb. Sometimes you're like, oh, fuck, that is a problem. Most of the time they're dumb. So, okay, but neither is a virgin margarita, right? Margarita, what about like a margarita flavored lollipop? Does it have agave as a sweetener? That would be amazing. So let's continue. Anna, I disagree with you, because at some point suing companies over shit that's stupid costs all of us more money. So, well, if this person wins this lawsuit, all of us will end up paying more money for Topo Chico. The company doesn't get harmed. The rest of us get harmed when the companies have to pay for stuff like this. because this is not a real problem. Labeling food improperly and people can end up hurt and sick, big problem. Having a margarita flavored hard seltzer that doesn't have tequila in it, is my guess because we're going to keep reading, is not a problem. Lena G, yes, I think the mozzarella case is better. Yes, the mozzarella sticks that didn't have actual mozzarella in it, better argument. Better argument. It's like, hey, it's a mozzarella stick. No mozzarella is weird. It's in the name. It's in the name. So, welcome to food court. This is dumb, but maybe delicious. I don't know. There are margarita flavored jelly beans. Wait, I think I have margarita flavored jelly beans around here somewhere. I have a box of the boozy jelly beans in my office somewhere. They were sent during Depp v. Heard. Oh, that was a year ago. I should probably eat them. So is margarita pizza becoming an issue now? Yes. Yes, it is. Because I expect that my margarita pizza has tequila. So let us continue. Let us continue. Plaintiff also contends that the term hard seltzer on the product's front label reinforces the expectation that the product will contain tequila. The term hard in the context of alcohol refers to distilled spirits, i.e. hard liquor, like tequila. What does the word hard mean in the context of alcohol? Yep. I agree with you. Look, we have to have a moment. Oh, margarita might be spelled differently in pizza. That's very true. It's very true. The term hard in the context of alcohol refers to distilled spirits, i.e. hard liquor like tequila. Consumers understand hard in the context of alcoholic beverages to refer to distilled spirits. Because the product contains no tequila or distilled spirits of any kind and is instead made using fermented sugar alcohol, plaintiff contends that the product's front label deceived her and other consumers into believing that the product contained tequila. What the fuck does the label say, though? Plaintiff also maintains that the product's front label is misleading because the product does not contain sparkling mineral water sourced in Monterrey, Mexico, which plaintiff claims is an essential part of Topo Chico beverages. Uh-oh. So it's not real Topo Chico, it's fake Topo Chico. Fake Topo Chico! Put another way, because plaintiff associates Topo Chico brand with sparkling mineral water from that location, she was deceived into expecting the product contained mineral water. Plaintiff claims that we might have to taste test one of these. Are these cold? Dr. B, I need ice. I'm teasing. I have things at school to do today. I cannot start drinking at noon. Though I'm really tempted. This is why I was going to do this on Friday. Plaintiff claims that she had known the product contained neither tequila nor sparkling mineral water sourced in Mexico. She would not have purchased it. If you had told me that this sparkling mineral water is not the same sparkling mineral water in the Topo Chico drinks, I'm out. Look, Kari, with peace and love, you can go get some tequila and some like lemon lime Topo Chico and just like, I'm sure it'll be delicious. Procedural history. Plaintiff filed her complaint August 14th, 2022, asserting claims for violations of Section 349 and 350 of the New York General Business Law, violations of state consumer fraud acts, breaches of express warranty and the implied warranty of merchantability, and violations of the Monks and Moss Warranty Act, common law fraud, and unjust enrichment. Plaintiff also wishes to represent a class of all persons residing in New York who purchased the product during the relevant time period, as well as a separate multi-state class action of similar purchasers from Montana, New Mexico, Idaho, South Carolina, Utah, Mississippi, and Alaska, and seeks both monetary damages, costs and expenses, including attorney's fees. Defendant timely answered on August 26, 2022. The same day, the court granted defendant's request for a pre-motion conference concerning a proposed motion for judgment on the pleadings under FRCP 12C. Footnote 1. In its pre-motion letter, defendant explained that that it elected to answer the complaint and move under Rule 12C instead of moving under Rule 12B6 without answering in order to prevent plaintiff's counsel from voluntarily dismissing the case and refiling it in another jurisdiction, as plaintiff's counsel has done in the past. Coca-Cola was like, we're on to you. I love that they explain the strategy, though. I love that they explain the strategy. We could file, here's the strategy. Let me break down the strategy real quick. Here's the strategy. Under FRCP 12b6, this is what I just was talking about in the BitBoy crypto case. You can not answer the complaint and file those pre-answer motions. We saw this in the Toddy Westbrook cases too. And you can file a motion to dismiss. Oftentimes, those motions to dismiss leave room for it to be cured. We just saw this in the Markle v. Markle case. Some of the things were dismissed with prejudice, meaning you cannot file it again. Some were dismissed without prejudice, so there is a second shot to refile. So it can elongate the litigation. It can just draw it out forever. So instead, the lawyers for Coca-Cola were like, yo, we're going to answer and then file the 12BC so they can't just dismiss it and go elsewhere. Smart strategy. This is why you need lawyers to think through this stuff. And they clearly know this, plaintiff's counsel, and they're like, they've done this before. Oftentimes in these cases, it is a couple attorneys that are like, hey, we think this is deceptive marketing. And then they will find someone to buy it and be like, oh yeah, that's not what I thought it was. So these are often not a consumer that was genuinely outraged when they discovered their Topo Chico hard seltzer was not sourced from the same place the Topo Chico water was. To survive a motion to dismiss, a complaint must contain sufficient factual matter accepted as true to state a claim to relief that is plausible on its face. In considering whether a complaint states a claim upon which relief can be granted, you need like a reasonable belief that there's a claim that has evidentiary support. State a claim upon relief can be granted. The court begins by identifying pleadings that, because they are no more than conclusions, are not entitled to the assumption of truth. Then determines the remaining well-pleaded factual allegations accepted as true plausibly gives rise to an entitlement of relief. On a 12BC motion, the court considers the complaint, the answer, any written documents attached to them, any matter which the court can take judicial notice of for the factual background of the case. A complaint is also deemed to include any written instrument attached to it as an exhibit, materials incorporated in it by reference, documents that, although not incorporated by reference, are integral to the complaint. So the court considers all of the record on this 12BC motion. Here, along with the motion, defendant filed a request for judicial notice, which attached pictures of individual labels that appear on the cans of each of the 4 varieties of the product, as well as a picture of the entire 12-pack packaging, including the product's nutritional facts panel. In her complaint, plaintiff only included images of the 12-pack's front label. So they're concluding the entire thing. The entire 12-pack packaging, including the complete nutritional facts panel, is incorporated by reference because it's referred to and relied on in the complaint, even though they didn't include it. So then they go through the New York general business law claims and the deceptive acts. Plaintiff's claims hinge on the allegations that the product's labeling is material misleading because 1, the word margarita on the product's label erroneously signals to consumers that they are purchasing a cocktail containing tequila. 2, the word hard in hard seltzer and pictures of agave plants on the product's front label reinforce a consumer's belief that the product contains tequila. And 3, the brand Topo Chico lends reasonable consumers to expect that the product contains sparkling mineral water from Monterrey, Mexico, which it does not. I find plaintiff has failed to plausibly allege that a reasonable consumer would in fact conclude that the representations on the product's label imply that it contains either tequila or sparkling mineral water, such that the label would be misleading. The court is not impressed. The court is not impressed at all. Tequila claim. Plaintiff maintains that her purchase of the product was akin to ordering a margarita, that she believed the product was a cocktail containing tequila based on the label's use of the term margarita. Plaintiff also contends that the word hard on the product's label refers to distilled spirits, i.e. hard liquor. If these had hard liquor in them, could you buy them at a ShopRite? Where did she say she purchased them? It depends. There are a few states where it doesn't matter, but if you're buying them at the supermarket, Generally, the fact that you can buy it, New Yorkers, let me know. Generally, the fact that you can buy it at the supermarket indicates that it's not hard liquor, because you got to go to the liquor store to buy hard liquor. You can't go, if it's at the grocery store, it's more like a beer, because that you can buy. You guys are saying not, you can't buy it at the store. So this purchasing it there would also indicate to you that it doesn't in fact have tequila in it, you know, because you would have to go to the liquor store. Janet AKM said in California you could. I know. In California you can get all the booze you need at fucking Target. Not the case in Tennessee, not the case in like Massachusetts. Washington State, you can buy hard liquor in the grocery stores. You can. When I was in law school, I could not. I had to go to the ABC store to get vanilla flavored vodka, because basic. I agree with plaintiffs. I brought pre-mixed daiquiris that didn't have rum. I was upset, and now always check the ingredients. If it says flavored malt beverage, I pass. Hate malt. I hate malt too. So let's continue. The product's label does not use the word margarita in a vacuum, and instead states that the product is a margarita hard seltzer. The context provided by the term hard seltzer is critical and fatal to plaintiff's claim. Hard seltzer is a category of alcoholic beverages that contain carbonated water, alcohol, and in most cases, fruit flavors, and have enjoyed skyrocketing popularity in the United States. Future-Proof Brands LLC versus Molson Coors Beverage Co., which reasonable consumers would recognize as a product distinct from cocktails like margaritas. Plaintiffs' attempts to strip the term hard out of its context, contending that it predominantly refers to distilled spirits. That might be so when used in the phrase hard liquor, but it is manifestly not so in the phrases hard cider or hard lemonade, and a reasonable consumer would understand the same in the phrase hard seltzer. In determining whether a reasonable consumer would have been misled by a particular I'm sorry, no, that's not what it says. By a particular advertisement, context is crucial. How hard is your hard, and what the fuck does hard mean anyway? The hard has to be in context. A reasonable consumer buying a product called hard seltzer would understand that the word hard on the product's label simply means that the product, unlike regular seltzer, contains alcohol. Susie's Brewery Company versus Anheuser-Busch. There's a lot of case law on this issue. Nicole. Comes now the plaintiff asking that you don't strip the hard, please. Yes. Yes. Particular hard, that's a conversation I had with a man. How can a liquor be hard unless it's frozen? This is a very fair point. My son does a meme of the day. Now we now communicate by memes. I think my son and my love language is both meme. So he does now a meme of the day where he shows me the memes that because his friends only speak in meme anymore. Emojis are gone. Rein in the memes. And so he will do a meme of the day. And one of the memes of the day he brought in was like a science meme. And it was like a father speaking to his kid. And it's like, at what temperature does alcohol freeze? And the kid was talking about how difficult it is for alcohol to freeze. And the dad is then standing there with 2 vodka bottles and be like, then why is my vodka frozen? It was a very funny meme. And it reminds me of that. It's like, is it hard or is it not? Is it liquor or is it water? Wait, question. I don't drink, but does Mike's Hard Lemonade have tequila or something else? I don't think Mike's Hard Lemonade has tequila. I think it has the same stuff as the rest of this, which is some kind of just distilled liquor or distilled alcohol. All right, let us continue. There's a lot of case law on this. Oh. Wait, this Susie's Brewery Company versus Anheuser-Busch. The holding said explaining that the adjective hard means that the drink contains alcohol and is an adult beverage in reference to hard seltzer. Miriam, wait. I'm clicking the link. I'm clicking the link. I'm clicking the link. Because the court cited to Merriam-Webster's definition of the word hard. Hard, adjective, not not easily penetrated, not easily yielding to pressure. Of cheese. Not capable of being spread, very firm. Of wine or beer, having a bitter or acidic taste, having a high concentration of alcohol. Hard spirits, like vodka and whiskey. Of beverages containing alcohol. Hard seltzer, lemonade, cider. I love that they had to define hard by cheeses, by alcohol, by having or producing relatively great photographic contrast, a hard negative, metallic or distinct from paper, hard money. Currency, convertible into gold, stable in value, usable as currency, paid in hard cash. I love that it's got all the context for all the different ways that the word is used. Physically fit, in good, hard condition. Oh God, I've gone pirate. Damn it. Free of weakness, unyielding. A man of hard and unbending will. Firm, definitive, reached a hard agreement. Hard evidence, not speculative or conjectural. I like going back to hard to spread. Let's go back to the spreading and the not easily penetrated. We got to hard, and the first definition was not easily penetrated, not capable of being spread, and then liquor. Cheers. Maybe we should have just gone red. Maybe this should have been an After Dark drink stream. I know it should have. Opportunity missed. All right, let's keep going. Notably, the product's label. God, Merriam-Webster, thank you for giving today. Notably, the product's labeling as margarita hard seltzer. This is what a judge had to do. A judge had to explain why the word hard not means what the plaintiff wants, but means what the defendant wants. Notably, the product's labeling as margarita hard seltzer contrasts sharply with the labels of the BuzzBox and Dolce Vita, quote, ready-to-drink margarita beverages identified by plaintiff in her complaint. Well, that says margarita beverage. It's like, is cheese cheese if it's cheese food? Footnote 3. Although plaintiff included images of both BuzzBox and Dolce Vita packaging in her complaint, these images lack clarity. Accordingly, the court takes judicial notice of publicly available images of the same BuzzBox and Dolce Vita packaging available on their respective websites. The shade. The court's like, and your photos were shit. But I found them on the internet anyway. But the court has to clarify if they've found something on the internet. That's why there's a footnote, because the court has to make a record of what they're looking at. These canned beverages are called Perfect Margarita and Sparkling Margarita with no additional qualifiers, and come in packages that describe the contents as premium cocktails and specify that they contain tequila. In contrast, the product's labeling does not refer to it as a cocktail or state that it contains tequila, nor does it describe that the drink solely is any kind of margarita, perfect, sparkling, or otherwise. Rather, the product's label uses margarita as a modifier to the term hard seltzer without any reference to cocktails or tequila. Footnote 4, there's a footnote. That margarita refers to the taste of the product and is not a representation that the product is a margarita, is further confirmed by the flavor varieties within the package. The packaging contains images of those varieties which say strawberry hibiscus, signature margarita, tropical pineapple, and prickly pear. As below each of such flavor designation, the words naturally flavored with other natural flavors. Is that really what it says? It really does. It says naturally flavored with other natural flavors. What a word fucking salad. Naturally flavored with natural flavors of other natural flavors. Natural. It would be abundantly clear to a reasonable consumer that those varieties, including signature margarita, do not represent margaritas, but instead describe the flavors of the hard seltzer contained in the packaging. This court wrote a 24-page ruling to say, yo, it's the flavor of the hard seltzer. Take your lawsuit and go home. Accordingly, a reasonable consumer purchase or viewing the product's label as a whole would understand that they were purchasing a hard seltzer made to taste like a margarita and not a ready-to-drink margarita cocktail. This is Werble versus PepsiCo Inc. As an initial matter, the term berries is not used alone, but always is preceded by the word crunch to form the term crunch berries, and there are no representations that the crunch berries are derived from real fruit and any depictions of any fruit on the cereal box. Thus, no reasonable consumer would be deceived into believing that Captain Crunch has some nutritional value derived from fruit. Holy shit, do we need to go look at that one? Somebody sued because Captain Crunch berries weren't real berries? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. What lawsuit is that? Where is it? I need to make a note. Wait, why are they suing PepsiCo? Does PepsiCo own Captain Crunch? Wait, no, wrong citation. Where is that from? Footnote 5. McGinnis versus General Mills. Hold on. I had to make a note or I'll forget. 5. The use of agave plant images on the product's front label does not change this conclusion. Plaintiff does not dispute that the product uses an agave-based sweetener. Plaintiff. Accordingly, the agave plant images are an accurate reflection of the product's flavoring and not a representation that the product contains agave-based spirit such as tequila. McGinnis versus General Mills dismissing claims that Berry Kicks and Fruity Cheerios were misleading names, and holding an image of fruit is permitted to indicate that the product's characterizing flavor and is not an affirmation that the product contains any fruit at all. Oh my God. There are times where I'm like, people, are you really confused or are you just looking for money? Oh, now that we've moved beyond the Captain Crunch berries conversation, this conclusion is underscored by the circumstances of plaintiff's purchase. Had she lived in New York for any length of time, she would know that cocktails containing hard liquor are not and cannot be sold in grocery stores. Weren't we just talking about that? Emily should have kept reading. Of course the court was going to bring it up. Footnote 6, Cooper versus Anheuser-Busch discounts this fact, but I respectfully disagree with that conclusion. The primary case on which Cooper relied, Soltz versus Faggy, it looks like the yogurt brand, involved a more nuanced understanding than the simple observation that liquor is only sold in liquor stores in New York. Determining whether a complaint states a plausible claim is context specific, requiring the reviewing court to draw on its experience and common sense. And in my view, both suggest that adults are aware of where liquor can and cannot be sold in any event as set forth in the text. Even if plaintiff were not aware of those facts, the outcome would be the same. Well, there we'd go. Common sense. The court is like, can we all stop for a minute and just collaborate and listen? Can't the court shorten some responses to because common sense? Yeet, I wish. But then we'd actually be living in like the court scene from Idiocracy. And I don't know if that would be helpful. Even assuming that she moved to New York right before buying the product, she plainly was familiar with a margarita cocktail and surely knew that nobody sells a margarita for $1.50. The court is like, when's the last time you bought a drink? Because for $1.50, you're not getting a whole ass margarita in New York. Further cursory observation of the other item. I watch Real Housewives. They're always spending tons of money on alcohol. Drinks in New York everything in New York City is expensive. Probably not elsewhere in New York. Further cursory observation of the other items on sale in the beverage section of the ShopRite supermarket where she purchased the product would have revealed soft drinks, beer, and hard ciders, lemonades, and seltzers, but no hard liquor, cocktails, or wine. At bottom, okay, that's where we start. At bottom, plaintiffs alleging her belief is based on her selective interpretation of individual words from the product's labeling. What? No. When you're, look, lawyers in the room, if you have to go into a lawsuit saying, well, Your Honor, this is based on the selective interpretation of individual words from the labeling, you're going to lose. And is plainly inconsistent with the face of the package and with common sense. Ouch. But the plaintiff is not entitled to take a fleeting glimpse at the front of a product label, hone in on one word that confirms her hopes about the product, and ignore other words, and then sue to recover the purchase price when she eventually learns that the product is what the label read in its entirety. Says it is. The court went in. The court is not pleased with this lawsuit at all. Even assuming for the sake of argument that the product's front label created an ambiguity as to whether the product contained tequila, which it did not, the ingredient panel on the back of the product's packaging, which has no reference to tequila, can cure that ambiguity. Plaintiff argues that the ingredient list on the back of the product is not a defense on the pleadings, because reasonable consumers are not expected to look past misleading representations on the front label. Yikes. That might be so where the front label contains an out-and-out description, but not where it is merely ambiguous. Footnote 8. Plaintiff's argument that she should not be expected to check the product's ingredient list reflects too narrow a reading of the Second Circuit's opinion in Manticus, which held, quote, a reasonable consumer should not be expected to consult the nutrition facts panel on the side of the box to correct misleading information set forth in large bold type on the front of the box. So if the front of the box says mozzarella sticks, you shouldn't be expected to go to the back of the box to determine it's actually cheddar and not mozzarella. But if the front of the label doesn't clearly mislead you, then you have to go to the back of the box. You can't just ignore it and be like, no, it has tequila, wah, or it doesn't have tequila. Plaintiff argues the ingredient list on the back of the product is not a defense. Let's see. That may be so where the front of the label contains an out-and-out description, but not where it's merely ambiguous. I said that once. I'm going to say ambiguous wrong. And surely not whereas here, it's not misleading at all. And the court previously explained in another case involving the same plaintiff's counsel. Now the court's annoyed with the lawyer. Counsel, we've done this before. Stop filing these lawsuits. And then they cite another case saying argument that ingredient list cannot correct or clarify ambiguity on product's front label is simply inapplicable where the product's front label is not misleading and there is no description or no deception to be cured. And this court has previously explained in another case involving the same plaintiff's counsel. So the court just keeps coming for this attorney. In that vein, plaintiff further argues that start making them pay legal fees then for filing these lawsuits. Start making them pay. In that vein, plaintiff further argues that because the ingredient list does not specify the type of alcohol the product contains, her assumption that the product contained tequila was reasonable. A consumer would not have known alcohol did not come from tequila. The product's label contains no reference to tequila, and as discussed above, the context provided by the product's front label makes clear that it is a hard seltzer, not a ready-to-drink cocktail containing tequila. Accordingly, the ingredient list confirms the absence of the word tequila on the label suggests that the product does not contain it. Winston versus Hershey Co. Here, there is no misleading word or phrase on the packaging. Rather, the ingredient list confirms that the absence of the word chocolate on the packaging suggests that Reese's White is not white chocolate. Well, then what is it? Wait, what's Reese's White if it's not white chocolate? What? Footnote 9. Plaintiff maintains that, quote, the fact that a particular ingredient, tequila say, does not appear on the product's ingredient list does not automatically defeat the deceptive labeling claim as a matter of law. In doing so, plaintiff omits key language from Cooper's court's opinion, which expressly held that, quote, standing alone, the fact that a particular ingredient, tequila say, does not appear on the product's ingredient list does not automatically defeat a deceptive labeling claim as a matter of law. So the lawyer left out the standing alone, which changes the meaning of the sentence. The absence of tequila from the product's ingredient list does not stand alone here. Instead, the absence is properly considered in the context of the product's label as a whole, which, as discussed above, makes clear that the product is a hard seltzer, not a drink containing tequila. Quote, or paren, a reasonable consumer would not be misled where, quote, the label taken as a whole made contested fact clear. The court is not thrilled. Sparkling mineral water claim. Similarly, the plaintiff claimed that the product's use of Topo Chico brand name would lead reasonable consumers to believe that it contains sparkling mineral water sourced from Monterrey, Mexico is not plausible. Do you know where your sparkling water is sourced from, and can you tell the difference? Plaintiff does not claim that the product's label states it contains sparkling mineral water from Monterrey or any other source. Instead, her belief that the product contains such water appears to be based solely on her understanding that, quote, the Topo Chico brand is known for no-frills approach to sparkling mineral water. The only time I worry about where the water is from is if you're making like a bagel or an Omarosa roll. Like, that's when I want to know where the water is from. That's when I have questions. Or if I'm being told by Dave to not drink the water, then I might contemplate the origin of the water. But that's because I've been drinking no water that day and well, often these. Christy, it's 11 p.m. Do you know where your sparkling water is? JR said Reese's White is made with white cream, tastes like white chocolate, but has no cocoa butter. Thank you. I didn't know. Did I say it weird, Rob? Oh, no water is water. Mr. Incredible's point at desk meme. No, water is water. But the product's label makes no claims that it was manufactured in Mexico or is otherwise connected to Mexico in any way, or that it contains sparkling mineral water of any kind. Accordingly, well, what does it say? Well, these say hard seltzer spiked sparkling water. This Topo Chico says spiked sparkling water. Apparently, the margarita ones do not. Accordingly, it's implausible that a reasonable consumer would view the Topo Chico branding on the product's label and automatically conclude, as plaintiff apparently did, that the product contains sparkling water sourced in Monterrey, Mexico. I would assume it had sparkling water in it. Wouldn't you? I mean, isn't that what a hard seltzer is? Hold on, let's go see. Let's go see the picture of the box. Hard seltzer. I would assume it had some kind of sparkling water in it. All right, let's continue on. We want to get to the ultimate court ruling. The court has now said this is dumb. Let's see. Let's get back to the sparkling water claim. Plaintiff does not claim the product label states it contains sparkling mineral water. Accordingly, it's implausible that a reasonable consumer would view the Topo Chico branding and conclude where the water was from. At most, the Topo Chico branding on the product's front label creates ambiguity as to the type of water it contains, but ambiguity is quickly resolved after reading the information on the product's back label, which explicitly states that it contains filtered carbonated water that is not from source and certain minerals to taste. And that it is produced and bottled in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So it's got that Wisconsin water. It's got that Wisconsin water out there. Thanks, Milwaukee. Thus, when the product's packaging is properly analyzed as a whole, it is clear that no reasonable consumer would be misled into believing that it contains sparkling mineral water from Mexico. The court is just dunking at this point. Dunking. Just dunking at this point, which is amazing. let's see. In sum, because none of the aspects of the product label identified by plaintiff would mislead a reasonable consumer, her claims are dismissed. Plaintiff's remaining claims. Plaintiff also advances claims for common law fraud, violation of state consumer fraud laws, breaches of express implied warranty, violations of the MMWA, and unjust enrichment. These claims are all premised on the assertion that defendant's labeling is material misleading. Because I have already determined that plaintiff has not plausibly alleged that the product's labeling would be likely to deceive or mislead a reasonable consumer, these causes of action are dismissed for the same reasons. Yeet. It goes into the fraud claim. Apart from the fact that plaintiff has not pleaded facts rendering plausible the conclusion that the defendant made a material false statement or omission, her fraud claim also fails because she pleads no facts giving rise to a strong inference of fraudulent intent. At most, the complaint contains a lone conclusory allegation that, quote, defendant's fraudulent intent is evidenced by its knowledge that the product was not consistent with its representations. Word salad. Word salad, word salad. Word salad. Accordingly, the plaintiff's fraud claim is dismissed. Wait a second. Footnote 11, dismissing fraud claim where plaintiff's only allegation about defendant's intent is that defendant's fraudulent intent is evidenced by its failure to accurately identify the products on the front label when it knew it was not true. Footnote 11, plaintiff's counsel here was counsel in all three cited cases. Damn, this judge is going in on this lawyer. How delighted do you think these judges are when they see another one of these food cases from this same lawyer? He's like, let me cite you all the times this argument has failed. The court cited three fucking cases. Three
cases from this same attorney where this argument has been argued the exact same way and failed again and again and again. This judge is like, clip. Oh my God. How do you keep going?
This is just judicial yeet, and the shade of footnote 11 is fucking amazing. The shade. Per my last email, counsel, in the three opinions that I am citing that are published opinions, you have been told no multiple times. Campbell versus Whole Food, no. That was in 2021. I can't pronounce that last name. Tuhig versus ShopRite, no. And the other one, no. Express warranty. Plaintiff maintains that defendant breaches express warranty. This is going to get yeeted as well. I'm just looking for the SAS at this point. Accordingly, plaintiff's express warranty claim fails. Footnote 12. Additionally, plaintiff failed to provide advance notice of her breach of warranty claim to the defendant as required by New York law. This judge is just taking every opportunity to go in and be like, and counsel, let me count the ways that you fucked up on this, by the way. Just, here you go. Additionally, you didn't do what you were required to do by law. See the Dwyer case. To satisfy the pre-suit notice requirement, plaintiff must provide factual allegations such as the date and method plaintiff sent pre-suit notice, supporting the contention that they notified the defendant of the alleged breach within a reasonable time. Plaintiff's complaint vaguely alleges that she, quote, provided or will provide notice to defendant, and that she, quote, provides notice to defendant when it breached the express and implied warranties associated with the product, and, quote, defendant received notice and should have been aware of these issues due to complaints by third parties, end quote. But as plaintiff's counsel knows, such allegations are too conclusory and unspecific to adequately plead the required notice. In the alternative, it's a fucking 2-paragraph footnote. In the alternative, plaintiff argues in her opposition that the breach of warranty notice requirements, quote, have long been jettisoned in New York for retail sales. Those requirements don't matter anymore, Your Honor. Nobody cares. But that appears to be a minority view, and in any event, it is limited to products for human consumption that cause physical injury. Accordingly, the exception, if it exists at all, would not apply here. The court is so pissed. This is the judge sass we needed today. It kind of cures the lack of other judge sass. A breach of implied warranty of merchantability occurs when a product at issue is unfit for the ordinary purposes for which the goods are sold. Let's see. Unjust enrichment, that's also going to fail. And that's going to be, therefore, plaintiff's unjust enrichment claim is dismissed. Leave to amend. Y'all know what this means because y'all are smart. Leave to amend a complaint should be freely given when justice so requires. Let's talk about leave to amend. It is within the sound discretion of the district court to grant or deny leave to amend. Leave to amend, though liberally granted, may properly be denied for repeated failure to cure deficiencies by amendments previously allowed or futility of the amendment, among other reasons. In her opposition, plaintiff requested that I either deny defendant's motion to grant her leave to file an amended complaint. In her opposition, plaintiff requested that I either deny defendant's motion or grant her leave to file an amended complaint. But because the problems with plaintiff's case causes of action are substantive, better pleading will not cure them. An amendment would be futile. So this gets the ultimate yeet. Moreover, plaintiff, with the benefit of pre-motion letter from defendant, already had the opportunity to amend but declined to do so, while acknowledging that the court was unlikely to allow amendment later. See minute entry dated September 20, 2022. Generally, the failure to fix deficiencies in an initial pleading after being provided notice of these deficiencies is alone sufficient ground to deny leave to amend. Yeet immediately. Further, plaintiff has not suggested that she is in possession of facts that would cure the deficiencies identified in this ruling. Plaintiff need not be given leave to amend if the plaintiff fails to specify how amendment would cure the pleading deficiencies. Accordingly, words are hard. Accordingly, the court declines the plaintiff leave to amend. Emily, would you say this is a hard yeet? Oh yes, this is a hard yeet. Chat, y'all are always on point because chat is bae. This is a hard yeet. Conclusion: for the foregoing reasons, defendant motion for judgment on the pleadings is granted. The clerk of court is respectfully directed to terminate the pending motion and close the case. At this point, I would be wanting attorney's fees. Like Coca-Cola is just got to be like, not today. Not today. So Topo Chico has prevailed. Apparently there are margarita flavors. I feel like a Topo Chico we need to like put one in the background. What color? I think this one goes in the background. But I might need to go find a margarita one to put in the background because that was delightful. The court is not thrilled with this plaintiff's attorney. I need to go look at other cases they've filed. I imagine it is the same attorney that's done a number of these other food cases. Let's see. Counsel for plaintiff is Spencer and Sheehan and James Chung in New York. I need to go look and see what other cases they have because there are a few of these firms that do all of these suits. Not today, but this one is done. Yeet Supreme. Gosh, I love Topo Chico. Are you guys ready to go from hard seltzer to cookies? Are we ready to get to cookies? Are we ready? Are we ready to talk about cookies? Chat, you let me know. I'm going to switch my notes and you guys let me know if you're ready to. I don't know how hard the cookie conversation is going to be. Hard is not good with cookies. You don't want them to be hard. Cookies need to be soft and toothy. Like, I don't want them to be hard. Nyeh. Nyeh. All right. Let us get to the new motions going on in the Cookie Wars. I'll give a brief summary for those of you that are new to the Cookie Wars. How many of you, chat, is this your first food court? Some of you newer law nerds, this might be your first food court. I try to keep food court on one day. We have lots of food court cases that we need to catch up on, but right now we're talking about the dirty dough and the Crumbl cookies. Let me give a road so far real quick. Let's see. This is the motion for leave. What is this? Open. This is the response. All right. We are going to do a swoop-a-doop, and we're going to do a little road so far on this ridiculous case that is showing no signs of slowing down. So chat, for those of you that is your first food court, welcome. We need to do a rejuge. Lots of first time food courters. I love it. I love food court. Did we ever make a food court bumper? I can't remember if we did. I think we did. I think we did make a food court bumper. Okay. Instead of a swoop a doop, we're going to go to our glorious food court bumper. Cause I think we might need to do food court Fridays, more, even though this is a food court Friday on a Tuesday. Yes, it's a play on the Lego movie where it's Taco Tuesday, but on a Friday, it's food court Friday, but on a Tuesday. Let's talk about cookies. It's time for more food court. Today we're talking about the Crumbl cookie dirty dough case. Yes, there is a Crumbl cookie crave cookie case. We're not talking about Crumbl and crave today. Today we're just talking about Crumbl and dirty dough. Yes, I have tried both Crumbl and dirty dough. No, I have not tried crave cookies. There isn't one near me and I have not been to Utah, but I did get to try dirty dough when I was in Arizona. They're all very sweet, very large, Instagrammable cookies. The original lawsuit is over unfair competition and advertising and all the rest of it. I've covered that in other food court episodes, but this case popped off on social media because those at Dirty Dough had a take to social media about it and put up billboards that said like, our cookie doesn't crumble. You know, we're not backing down to this lawsuit. Like Dirty Dough went on an Aldi-like offensive on social media, calling out Crumbl for going after a smaller business and has been fighting it through. So since this case got filed, we are now in the kind of the heart of the litigation. There was an answer from Dirty Dough, but Dirty Dough is now asking for leave to file a counterclaim. So they're asking to countersue Crumbl. Normally, you need to do that at the time that the answer is filed. So this is a first look at this motion for me, and I'm very interested to see why they did not file the counterclaim when they filed the answer, and perhaps what has changed that they are now asking to file this now. So I love that you guys are chatting about your cookies. Insomnia cookies are great. There were, I don't remember which cookies, was it DP Dough that used to deliver cookies? There were warm cookies that got delivered to the towers at UMass Amherst when I was in college. That was great, but they were like smaller, normal size cookies. They were not like super XL sized cookies. And they did like, it felt like, you know, a parent had lovingly made you cookies after a long night of drinking. They were like, here are your warm cookies and milk. And sometimes in college, that's exactly what you needed. So that was it DP Dough? It might have been DP Dough that delivered them. I don't remember. It might have been Insomnia cookies. But I have not, Crave is the only one I've not tried. But the massive size cookies are just not my favorite. All right. Let's take a look at the way this cookie crumbles with Dirty Dough, with Dirty Dough's motion for leave to file a counterclaim. This is a late motion to file a counterclaim. I'm not going to be able to talk today. I couldn't talk yesterday. Poor Miguelina trying to edit the podcast. For those of you that were on the members behind the scenes, you saw how many times I had to repeat myself because I could not talk yesterday. Still can't talk today, apparently. Relief sought and supporting grounds. Dirty Dough respectfully requests leave from the court to file a counterclaim in this matter. Good cause exists to grant the motion because the case is still in its infancy and many of the allegations arose after Dirty Dough filed its answer. That's what I want to know about. What happened after Dirty Dough filed its answer to give rise to the counterclaim? Because generally this needs to come up at the time of the answer. Moreover, Dirty Dough files the motion for leave in good faith and is not filing it for any dilatory purposes or with any dilatory motive. Finally, Crumbl will not suffer any prejudice as fact discovery is ongoing. Background: on May 10th, 2022, Crumbl filed a complaint against Dirty Dough asserting claims of trade dress infringement and related claims, meaning your boxes and our boxes look the same. Your vibe, your cookie vibe is the problem. On August 3rd, 2022, Crumbl filed its amended complaint. On August 21st, 2022, Dirty Dough filed its answer to the amended complaint. On August 12th, 2022, the court entered a scheduling order, which, among other things, set the deadline to file amended pleadings as August 21st, 2022. In the end of fact discovery for July 13th, 2023. In the early months of 2023, Dirty Dough discovered that Crumbl's spurious allegations were causing issues with potential investors. A copy of Dirty Dough's proposed counterclaim is attached here too as Exhibit A. Argument. My coffee's almost gone. We're going to take one more swig of coffee and then we're going to switch to hydration. Well, water, because law nerds, we stay hydrated. The coffee was much needed. But as is hydration. All right. Mother Ducky said, yes, your cookie looks like my cookie because it is round. Yes, they also said they rotate the menu and they have similar shaped boxes. Like every bakery everywhere that's used a pink box that's in a rectangular and or square shape. Today's food court is hard and dirty, the way that we like it the best. Lacey said, and our skin is glowing. Yes, because we're hydrated. Our skin is glowing. We maintain healthy boundaries. Spurious is an underutilized term. Hard agree. On lumber, hard agree. Hey, Rob, what's the hardest kind of wood? Can you let us know? We need to know about hard things today. I want to know about the hardest kind of wood. We have questions. We have wood questions. No to 90-degree angles on your boxes. Jane said, please don't say pink box. It depends on how easy or hard the box is to penetrate, Jane. Really, that's what this whole lawsuit should be about. Whether the dirty boxes are easier to penetrate or not. Ironwood. Is ironwood a real wood? Ebony wood is the hardest. Oh, now y'all are just messing with me. Ironwood, walnut. The kind we stack. Stacked wood is definitely harder wood. City to country. Am I having a hot flash? No, just a reaction to this chat today. Yep. It's the best. We all have a healthy, rosy glow in our cheeks. We need it. A little flush is good. A little flush is good. Look, we're talking about bakery boxes. Bakery boxes. All right, let's continue. The court should grant motion for leave because good cause exists to permit Dirty Dough to file its claim. Look, the name Dirty Dough has us in a certain headspace, and we've already been talking about the definition of the word hard. This is just where we're at most days. A party seeking leave to amend after a scheduling order deadline must satisfy, not satisfy. You must satisfy both Rule 16b and Rule 15a standards. Are they satisfied or are they never going to be satisfied? I need to know. They can't get no satisfaction. Oh, we could go on forever, but we won't. Rule 16b allows modification of a scheduling order for good cause with the judge's consent. Well, you should consent before you try to satisfy. I agree. Further, if the deadline has expired, a party must establish excusable neglect. In determining excusable neglect, it definitely won't be satisfied if there's excusable neglect. You can't neglect it and then expect it to be satisfied. I mean, that's just fair. That's just fair. The court considers the following factors: the danger of prejudice to the non-moving party, the length of the delay and its potential impact on judicial proceedings, the reason for the delay, including whether it was within the reasonable control of the movement and whether the movement acted in good faith. Good cause exists under Rule 16 for modification of the deadline to amend the pleadings. The court should grant the motion for leave because there's no danger of prejudice to Crumbl. Any delay has been minimal, given the procedural posture of the case, and Dirty Dough only discovered many of the facts giving rise to the counterclaim recently. When analyzing excusable neglect, courts look at the following factors. 1, whether there is no danger of prejudice to the non-moving party, whether the length of delay is minimal, whether the delay was within the control of the movement acting in good faith. Here, each of these factors weighs in favor of Dirty Dough finding of excusable neglect. First, allowing Dirty Dough to bring its counterclaim well before the end of fact discovery will not prejudice Crumbl. Indeed, courts have found that no prejudice exists when an amendment is sought prior to the close of fact discovery, meaning discovery is still ongoing, so they can still deal with it. Further, Dirty Dough's proposed counterclaim will have nearly zero impact on these proceedings because there are several months of fact discovery remaining for Crumbl to conduct any discovery on Dirty Dough's single cause of action. They could also extend it, right? They could extend fact discovery, but if it's only one cause of action, it's more likely the court will allow it because the court wants to get this done other than them filing a separate lawsuit and then seeking to bring them together and then delaying it. Next, the length of the delay in this case, just over 6 months, is short compared to the life of the case. Indeed, this case has been pending for nearly a year and is not set for trial until at least November or December 2023. Oh, cookie trial! And notably, the original deadline to file amended pleadings was oddly set just 10 days after the entry of the scheduling order, despite the fact that nearly a year of discovery remained. Stated differently, please don't. The parties had less than 2 weeks from entry of the scheduling order to determine whether there were sufficient facts or a sufficient basis to support an amended or supplemental pleading. That's short. Finally, and most importantly, the information contained in Dirty Dough's proposed counterclaim was not in Dirty Dough's possession until after the original amendment deadline had passed in August 2022. So we didn't know yet. As detailed above, this deadline lapsed almost immediately after the entry of the scheduling order. As a result, Dirty Dough reasonably could not have conducted sufficient discovery in time to learn the facts giving rise to its proposed counterclaim. Can you give us those facts now, please? Leave to file a counterclaim is in the interest of justice, so they're going to argue that it is in the best interest of the court. Finally, Dirty Dough has not sought leave previously, nor would allowing Dirty Dough to file its counterclaim in the first instance be futile. Conclusion, they're asking the court to allow them to file. Let's see what the amended counterclaim says. Good. General allegations. Plaintiffs are in the business of selling cookies. We've now moved to the counterclaim. I should swoop. This is what they're proposing the counterclaim would say if they are allowed to file it. And they filed a bunch of stuff under seal in this that I have not been able to go through because it's filed under seal. So if we want to go through this more, we will in a little bit. Or well, in another hearing. In another stream, I will pull up everything that I can find. I wanted to look at this and see if we were interested in getting deeper into the cookie. I can't even say that with a straight face. Things that should be said on the internet. General allegations. Plaintiffs are in the business of selling cookies. I mean literal cookies. Plaintiffs have hundreds of the Dirty Dough boxes are orange, bright orange. Plaintiffs have hundreds of locations across the United States and generate hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue each year. Defendant is a startup company that is also in the business of selling cookies. At the time this action was commenced, defendant had just 3 locations and was beginning franchising operations. Neither plaintiffs nor defendant were the first, or are they the only entities to sell cookies, warm cookies, frosted cookies, cookies in a box, cookies in form-fitted boxes. Ooh, form-fitting boxes. Cookies in modern, brightly lit stores, cookies for delivery, cookies in rotating menus, or cookies in any of a dozen other ways that are common in the industry. Your Honor, people sell cookies. People sell cookies in form-fitting boxes. Sometimes those cookies are frosted. Sometimes they're warm. Sometimes they're in brightly lit stores. Sometimes they're delivered. I feel like we need a book about cookies. Oh, we need to write a book about the cookies. Plaintiffs' assertions and allegations that their trade dress and marks are infringed in any way by defendant are equally applicable to dozens of manufacturers, distributors, wholesalers, and companies who also sell cookies. Plaintiffs' trade dress and marks are registered due to their unique specificity or otherwise would not qualify for registration. Beyond plaintiffs' unique intellectual property and elements, no elements of commonality between plaintiff and defendant's products are unique to either. Plaintiffs have filed similar lawsuits against some other cookie-based companies, including Crave Cookies, asserting similar claims as those against defendants. The cookie market is competitive. Yeah, that's where that's the way the cookie crumbles come from. It comes from the everly increasing and highly competitive cookie market. The cookie wars are raging. Plaintiff's business growth is driven by its ability to sell and support franchises. Plaintiff's ability to sell franchises is negatively impacted by any other franchisor that sells desserts or cookies, thereby impacting plaintiff's growth and profitability. On information and belief, plaintiffs, Crumbl, have specific requirements for the permissible distance between one of its franchises and another franchise and seeks lease terms that preclude competition in the surrounding spaces owned by the same lessor. Plaintiffs have an economic interest in standing out and preventing competition, including any company selling desserts within the vicinity of its franchises. Plaintiffs' market share is reduced whenever a competitor opens a franchise in plaintiffs' existing or planned markets. Plaintiffs and defendants are direct competitors in multiple markets. Plaintiffs have shown a propensity for filing litigation against competitors who they allege infringe not only their trade dress, but allegedly also copy all aspects of plaintiffs' business. Plaintiffs have an economic interest in preventing competition. Let's see. Plaintiffs' meritless and bad faith claims have caused defendants significant financial harms because of the uncertainty created by litigation. This harm includes, but is not limited to, I don't know how that's going to fly, loss of significant investors, inability to obtain loans from private lenders, inability to obtain SBA loans, increased vendor and service provider costs, unnecessary legal costs and expenses. Yes. So they want to sue them for suing them. Okay. On information and belief, plaintiffs intend for their claims to harm defendant financially, prevent it from growing, and impair defendant's ability to compete with plaintiffs. So in the very competitive cookie market. So essentially, hey, you're interfering with our business by filing this bullshit lawsuit, and this bullshit lawsuit might actually harm our growth more than if you actually won the bullshit lawsuit. So you are using this suit to impede our business, even if you're going to lose and you're going to lose. That's essentially what they're arguing. Is this how the cookie crumbles? It might be how the cookie crumbles in court. First claim for relief, tortious intentional interference with economic relations. And then, so that's their only claim of relief. Hey, you sued us to fuck with us and to try to end our business. Let's see, there's one more filing from Crumbl. A lot was filed under seal, so there are a lot of declarations and stuff that have been filed under seal in this case. Part of that, I wonder, is because they argued, hey, we didn't have the facts of what they were doing until later, but then their claim is they're suing us, their suit is bullshit, and with their suit being bullshit, it's interfering with our business. But wouldn't you know that facts? Wouldn't you know those facts at the beginning? So I imagine that's why the court is asking for more information on this. We're going to look at this. Was filed on 4/20, so this is one of the newest filings in this case, other than the court allowing things to be filed under seal. And this is from Crumbl responding to the motion for leave. Oh, my nose. Hold on. I've got to blow my nose. We need a minute. We need a minute. Nope. I want not me. All right, I'm back. Thank you for the interlude. You know what? Maybe we need a music beat for the rest of this. My nose was just giving it to me. Did we decide which one we liked? Did we like the daydreaming or did we like the lo-fi? I think we liked the daydreaming. I think this is what we liked for our music bed. I think now that we're getting to the end, maybe we'll save the music bed for Q&A. I think I might save the music bed for Q&A. All right, let's finish this and then get to Q&A. We've got time. Does the 420 filing mean these cookies get you baked? This is all based in Utah. So I'm gonna guess no. Just a guess. Not really sure what the weed laws are in Utah, but I'm guessing it's probably not legal. So, you know, we'll get back to the music. 90s mall music needed for food court. We're going to have to come up with a theme music. I went with slightly different lights for the day, a little more pink and orange for food court. We need some differentiation because it's fucking food court. It's time. Let's see. More than 7 months after the deadline to amend its pleadings passed, Dirty Dough seeks to amend its answer to bring a claim for intentional interference with the economic relations. The entire basis for Dirty Dough's purported claim is that it is being harmed because of this litigation. In other words, Dirty Dough seeks to sue Crumbl for suing it. That's what I said. That's what I said. Jordan said, I discovered Utah is actually selling THC products over the counter now. No prescription. Hey, look at that. There you go. So maybe. Thanks, Rachel Mills. I don't know. I can't keep up on the weed litigation. There's a lot. I cannot keep up. I only look if it is relevant to me in a moment. and looking is needed. Dirty Dough cannot show the improper means required for an intentional interference claim. However, the interference claim based on wrongful civil proceedings can only succeed if Dirty Dough can show that Crumbl did not believe in the existence of fact giving rise to a valid claim. In a desperate attempt to make this showing, Dirty Dough cherry picks 2 allegations from the complaint, i.e. shape of the cookie boxes and photographs of the cookies. Although Dirty Dough's copying of Crumbl's iconic cookie box and viral marketing campaign show an overall scheme to trade on Crumbl's goodwill. Crumbl's trade dress claim is not based on either of those things. Bold and underlined. Dirty Dough badly distorts Crumbl's... Don't distort the cookie! Dirty Dough badly distorts Crumbl's trade dress claim and completely ignores its trade secrets claim. Dirty Dough has conceded to stealing Crumbl trade secrets in a failed attempt to show improper means. Dirty Dough's futile attempt to sue Crumbl for exercising its right to file a lawsuit is not only 7+ months too late, it is also prejudicial to Crumbl as it opens entirely new subject matter, a lawsuit about the lawsuit. Yeah, it's like an episode of Seinfeld. And that will confuse and inflame the jury. Dirty Dough's motion should be denied. Background, we've already gone through it. Argument. To receive leave to amend, Dirty Dough must meet the requirements of Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 15 and 16, and Dirty Dough can meet neither, or cannot meet either, instead of can meet neither. Dirty Dough provides nothing more than vague statements that it has discovered many facts to give rise to the counterclaim recently. These alleged facts include the following conclusory statements. The information contained in Dirty Dough's proposed counterclaim was not in Dirty Dough's possession until after the original amendment deadline passed in August 2022. I agree with this argument at this point. What did you discover? What did you discover later? They never said what fact they discovered later, ever. Further, the facts supporting Dirty Dough's proposed counterclaim are the kind that necessitate the passage of time to develop. Harm? Huh? During the discovery period, Dirty Dough has come to understand that several investors are unwilling to work with Dirty Dough based on the meritless claims. Simply put, Dirty Dough could not have in good faith asserted its proposed counterclaim prior to August 21, 2022. But documents Dirty Dough produced and discovered... Let me try that again. But documents Dirty Dough produced in discovery demonstrate otherwise. In an email dated September 2022, one of Dirty Dough's investors expressed concern over the potential consequences of litigation, as well as Dirty Dough's negative marketing plan. Oh, they didn't like the sassy billboards? No? The investors weren't thrilled, huh? Thus, not only are Dirty Dough's conclusory allegations insufficient and plausible, but also incorrect. As such, the court can deny the motion. And then they go on to the Rule 15. Let's see what they say about that. Given the delay of more than 7 months following the deadline, Dirty Dough's motion is untimely. 7 months is a long time. Defendant's motion should be denied as untimely and unduly delayed. And then they go through again the timing of it. Should be denied as futile. Even if it were timely, Dirty Dough's motion should be denied on futile grounds. A proposed amendment is futile if the claim as amended would be subject to dismissal. The futility question is the functional equivalent of the question of whether a complaint may be dismissed for failure to state a claim under 12b6. In order to survive a motion to dismiss, a cause of action must contain sufficient factual matter accepted as true to state a claim to relief that is plausible on its face. And they are arguing that Dirty Doe cannot. Dirty Doe failed to plead a claim for tortious interference with economic relations, one that the defendant intentionally interfered with the existing or potential economic relations. They're saying the lawsuit's not enough. Did you go to investors? Did you get into it with investors? Like, what did you actively do other than sue over the trade dress stuff? Defendant failed to plead improper means. Defendant fails to plead factual allegations sufficient to meet the improper means element. Utah courts limit the definition of improper means to actions that are contrary to law, such as violations of statutes, regulations, and recognizable common law rules, as actions that violate an established standard of the trade or profession. In essence, Dirty Doe's proposed counterclaim boils down to the following. 1, Crumbl filed a lawsuit that Dirty Doe thinks is meritless. 2, Crumbl is competing in the marketplace. Neither constitutes improper means. That's going to be a real interesting question for the court, because that is a legal ground where the court could be like, yeet, we're not doing it. It's 7 months too late. Plus, this argument is persuasive. So if they are accurately stating the case law, then you have a problem here with, is there actually a further improper means? Because filing a lawsuit in itself is not improper. And this lawsuit, though I don't think is going to carry the day, I can see where they're like, no, these boxes are too similar. The doodles are too similar. Those things are too similar. So we'll see. Defendant's counterclaim is prohibited under Utah's anti-SLAPP statute. For those of you in the questions asking about anti-SLAPP, let's take a look. Dirty Doe's proposed counterclaim is also prohibited by Utah's recently enacted version of the Uniform Public Expression Protection Act, UPEPA. Can we call it the UPEPA? Can we call it the UPEPA? UPEPA? Chat, let me know yes or no if we can just call it UPEPA. Because that delights me. Footnote 1, the UPEPA applies to a civil action filed or cause of action asserted in a civil action on or after May 3rd, 2023. UPEPA is new. In essence, Dirty Doe seeks to sue Crumbl for filing a lawsuit. Yep. The UPEPA is designed to prevent abusive litigation and strategic lawsuits against public participation, i.e. SLAPPs. How do you define only if it's salt and UPEPA or Dr. UPEPA? Salt and pepper here, and we're in effect. No, I can't. Emily, don't sing Push It. It's not going to go well. You're already a little congested. It's it's going to be a problem. We're down with it. We're down with OPP. All right, we're down with UPEPA. But how do they define public participation? Because some jurisdictions define public participation as like political processes. I wonder how they describe public participation. Because if public participation is described, let's keep reading. I bet they tell us. Emily, stop pontificating. Start reading. The statute applies to lawsuits based on a person's communications in and to communications on an issue under consideration by various public forums, including judicial proceedings. Anti-SLAPP statutes apply where legal action is filed in response to a person's exercise of their right to petition. As Dirty Doe's counterclaim is based on harm it alleges Crumbl caused by bringing litigation, it is an attempt to chill participation in legal proceedings and should be dismissed through UPEPA. That's an interesting question. If Dirty Doe is permitted to file a counterclaim, Crumbl will file a motion to dismiss under the SLAPP suit. And that would be interesting too. Defendant's motion should be denied for undue prejudice to Crumbl. I don't know if it would prejudice them. It's not. Discovery is still ongoing. I think the other arguments are stronger. Defendant's motion should be denied in its entirety. So, let's see. What's Exhibit 1? Ooh, the email. Gentlemen, as you know, we have made a significant commitment with... Here, let me look at who these are to and from, because, of course, nothing's redacted. This is from someone at Dirty Doe Cookies. This is to Dirty Doe Cookies. From the author, John G. And I don't know what these companies are, but I guess we'll find out. So now that I've made sure who these are. These have been turned over during discovery. Hugh Peppa Pickle is a great name. We might have to see that. So if you Peppa, does that mean I slap? Chat, you guys are always on fire. Today, particularly so. Question, when did Pepper graduate from med school, or is it a PhD? I think Dr. Hugh Peppa is definitely a PhD. Definitely a PhD. All right, email. As you know, we have made a significant commitment with your company, Dirty Dough, with purchasing 11 franchises. We have an aggressive schedule to build out all 11 in the next 18 months, which means we will need to spend over $2 million to make this happen. Did you also invest in TomTom? I have questions. It is our, look how fast they're going to open 11 stores in 18 months. It is our intention to continue to build out stores beyond Houston if this business model proves successful. We understand the risk of buying into a somewhat unproven startup company, but with the escalation and media coverage of Crumbl's accusations, we think it is fair that you could provide more information to us as a significant investor regarding this matter. I am hoping that we can have a call to discuss more of what you know and how you plan to move forward, but more importantly, what a worst case scenario looks like concerning your position in the lawsuit. Maybe you are getting advice that I don't understand, but our group personally does not like the continued negative marketing about the lawsuit. It was fun for a minute, but I think it will start to turn us in a negative way. It will start to turn us in a negative way. We should just make a great product and let them decide. Please let us know when we could get on a call to discuss. So with that email, oh, there's more. Let's see. This is from Benedict Dirty Dough Cookies to back to that John guy. Hey, John, happy to hop on a call and take a deep dive into the updates of the lawsuit. And then it's scheduling that call. Let's see what time Stuart is on today. And then this is back and forth on scheduling that call. And more back and forth on scheduling that call. Literally things that make my head want to spin. Let's see. Crumbl is suing multiple companies. Dirty Dough is only in a lawsuit with Crumbl. And to be clear, just to be clear, Crumbl has filed. There's a lot of phone numbers and emails in this, so I'm keeping it off screen. And to be clear, Crumbl has filed only one lawsuit against Dirty Dough. I asked because it may be relevant to disclose that I am the chief strategy officer for one of the largest law firms in the world, Squire Patton and Boggs. I'm wondering if I should run the Crumbl suit by one of our in-house lawyers in this domain. We have a few in this area. So the investor is also a chief strategy officer for a law firm. That's interesting. And then they are back and forth on getting copies of the complaint and such. You could just watch our coverage too. How do you become the strategy officer for... I'm fascinated now. I have a whole bunch of questions about this investing group. Like I need more background on all of this. So that's the emails back and forth saying, hey, there were investor concerns in September, which, you know, is still after the August deadline, but not 7 months after. This is coming on the heels of that August deadline. I'm real interested to see what the court does. What do you think? What do you think the court's going to do? They're going to slap these cookies. That's what they're going to do. We should get to questions, shouldn't we? We should lay down a music beat and get to a few questions on this glorious Food Court Tuesday. So let's do that. I've got questions. You've got questions. We'll pick a music beat and we'll get to some questions. Why are we doing a music beat? Because we can. Because StreamYard allows us to. Let's see. I'm kind of feeling it. Wait, what's acoustic cinematic? Are questions that dramatic? I feel like that's too dramatic for questions. What's dance pop? We're gonna have to go through this each time. Nope, that's gonna distract me. I think this one's my favorite. This is called Daydreaming And this is our backbeat for answering questions. I feel like it's streamer appropriate. It's got a little bit of a lo-fi vibe for me. Let me know if you like it or if it's distracting. I'm here for it. I just got that Food Court Friday was tabled to Tuesday. It was tabled till Tuesday. It was. We had to table it till Tuesday. Chat, you guys, I'm here for it. This one's relaxing, little wind down Q&A vibe. I think so. It's just like, we're going to play with all the toys StreamYard gives us. And this is one of my favorite new ones. It's a little backbeat behind it. I feel like I'm, a real streamer. Most of them have backbeat music. And now I do too. We can take over the world. All right, let's get to questions. I've got questions. You've got questions. We've got questions. This Crumbl suit's not going away anytime soon. And I'm sure the investors are like, hey, I need best case, worst case. If we're investing $2 million to open 11 locations, if you lose, are you out of the cookie business? Like, what does this look like? I'm not surprised the investors have questions. Also, for everyone who has complimented or not loved my hair, for everyone who has feelings about the hair, thank you. I'm here for it. It's just, we needed a little zhuzh. I was more entertained by the Topo Chico lawsuit today. So, John M said, what kind of evidence might actually help Dirty Dough? Well, some of this lawsuit is just dumb. Oh, I forgot to put my earrings on today and nobody said anything. Chat, I'm naked. Ah! Hold on. Let's see. We've got I can't believe I forgot my earrings. I was sitting down focused on something else and I was distracted. The hair was distracting. I get it. The hair was distracting. We were blinded by the beauty of the new hair. Thank you. The hair did cover the ears. I just noticed. Chad, I'm just teasing. There we go. It feels better. It already feels better. It's fine. Look, it's fine. Today was a chill stream. We're all easing into the week. And then we got to the definition of the word hard and slapping cookies in a pink little box. And then everything went off the rails from there. So it's fine. It's totally fine. We were distracted by the hair. That's good. We want to be distracted by the hair, but the earrings show up nicely with the hair, don't we think? Chad, I'm teasing. You have not failed me. It is not your job to make sure I get dressed all the way in the morning. It's my job. I was too focused on fucking around and making sure that I had both Topo Chico and White Claw and purchasing new cups. We've accomplished a lot this morning. I feel like we've had a good day. I just have to make sure I wrap up on time because I know I have a call a little bit later. Not that much later in the day. So I've got to make sure I wrap up on time so I don't miss my call because I have things on the calendar today. All right. Let's see. Laura said that's how my Grammy dress, lipstick and earring meant dressed. Otherwise she considered herself naked. Yeah, we're not all the way done if we don't have an earring on. Sometimes I can go with just a lip gloss, but I feel like we need an earring to be all the way done. That's how it feels, but that's okay. We're here now. We're here and we're all good. Questions. We've got questions. We've got lots of super chats to get to. Your hair matches my engagement ring. I love that. I don't know what that means, but I'm here for it. Let's see. Redefined Queen said, it's my birthday. Happy birthday. I'm sure you're not the only one in the chat. We always have lots of Law Nerd birthdays. So Redefined Queen, happy birthday. Law Nerds, if you are celebrating your birthday today, this week, happy birthday. I think we're now officially in Taurus season. Hello, my bull people. Hello, my grounded humans. It's good to see you. I'm hearing Dr. B. Yes, Dr. B. Why am I hearing you? No, I'm not done. Yeah, I'm still live. What's up? I just heard you. I figured you needed something. Not everything's about me? What? Just go back to streaming. He's like, not everything's about you. I'm like, but you're in my office. Something is about me. All right. Thank you for the compliments on the hair. We will take all confidence. Thank you for saying King Road murders versus giving notoriety to the alleged murderer. J. Michael RN. I have been struggling to figure out what I wanted to make sure we referred to the Idaho cases. I know there are multiple Idaho cases going on. I also it feels weird calling them like the Idaho 4. I don't know. I'm not judging anyone who does it. Just it feels dehumanizing because it's still not using their names. I think King Road is how law enforcement has been calling it. I think we're going to stick with Idaho and King Road for now, and then refer to the victims by name. But I don't want to just refer to the defendant by name all the time and just keep increasing the defendant's profile. And so that's where I've come to today. There are some big rulings that have happened in Idaho, including an order regarding the gag order. The court has come down and said that the gag order is going to stay in place. We're going to go over all of that on Thursday. So thank you. So with that, we're going to keep going. Miss Hoglaw, kind of disappointed in this outcome. I think everyone's a little let down by the court. It's like, no, do it. It's like when that kid in class fucks around the entire year and the teachers finally had enough and you're like, yes, finally. And then nothing happens. You're like, come on, man. What are you doing? Assert your authority. Replay crew member, happy to watch you live. Good to see you. We love Replay crew. Tuning in from Cleveland, drinking an iced mocha and water while setting up my planners for the week. I love a little planner time. So thank you for letting me join you for your planner time. Nick the Para Equestrian said, EDB, honestly, your hair is everything. Thank you. I'm still stuck in pain, but may dye my hair to match yours today. Great. Hair color may be the best medicine. Sometimes it is. You just need just a fresh change. I'm sorry that you are in pain, and I hope that it resolves quickly. Gary, Emily, will you give your thoughts on Morgan Wallen being sued for concert cancellation? If you haven't, I have feelings. I don't know anything about that, so I will put it on my list to take a look at. I will take a look. You need those Topo Chico for Taco Tuesday. I'm going to live vicariously through you since alcohol makes me break out in handcuffs. Megs, at least we know this about ourselves, right? At least we know. At least we know. Thank you for the reminder to do the YouTube-y things. I appreciate it so much. Lawner Tina said my son was drinking Coca-Cola and Jack Daniels black can, which he got out of a vending machine in Japan. Loves it. It's 17% alcohol. Wow. Jack and Coke in a black can at 17%. Nice. Nice. You can buy bottles of non-alcoholic Topo Chico mineral water and add tequila and lime. It's called a ranch water. Whole Foods has it. Well, ranch water, isn't ranch water its own brand now? No, maybe, because ranch water is a brand. But yes, I have bought plain mineral water often, Waterloo or Topo Chico or others, and dumped not tequila but vodka in them. And isn't that summer? Ciroc has a great watermelon flavored vodka. It's so good. But there is ranch water. There's a brand called ranch water. But yes, if you don't want to buy them in the cans, sometimes the can is convenient. But if you want to mix your own, then you can. The watermelon water with watermelon water with watermelon vodka. So good. The lemon, who makes the lemon vodka I really like? It's not Tito's. Deep Eddy makes a fantastic like lemon flavored vodka and a sweet tea flavored vodka. So good. You know, I love a flavored alcohol, flavored whiskey, a flavored, all of it. I like it all. All right. Instead of talking about drinking, let us continue with questions. Jan said in the UK, we don't use hard in anything hard. Apple cider is just cider. Apple cider is just apple juice. Anything with alcohol is just called booze. Maybe that would make it clearer. As someone who has made hard seltzer, the basic ingredients are brewer's yeast, water, and sugar. Let ferment, add flavoring. Thanks, Anne. For the Miss Congeniality fans, it's the perfect date day. Oh, it is. It's April 25th. Perfect for just a light sweater. I need to put it on my calendar. I always have like Rex Manning Day and Mean Girls Day. I need to add Miss Congeniality Day on my calendar. Eve says, hi, Emily. I'm late joining, so I don't know what we're talking about, but glad to be here. Eve, we've talked, so much has happened today. I don't know how you summarize today. Next week's Quick Bits will be interesting. How do you summarize Tuesday? I will have to see if I can find some Topo Chico margaritas for Quick Bits. Did you all go watch Quick Bits from this week? We'll link it. If you haven't watched it yet, I'm trying to keep them right in that 10-minute range, and you can find it on your favorite podcasting app. Give it some love. In North Carolina, products containing liquor can only be sold in state ABC stores. You can't buy non-hard liquor beverages in the ABC store. So there you go. And that's the way it is here in Tennessee too. You're not going to find, I mean, at least I haven't seen White Claw and stuff. Maybe you can. I've seen that at White Claw. You can buy it like Target in the grocery store, but I have not seen it at the liquor store. Hillary said, I sell wine and liquor for a living. Best job ever, by the way. Sounds amazing. There are so many vodka-based and tequila-based RTDs. I can't see this going far. Love me some High Noons for sure. I'll go look for High Noon. AV to the seventh power. Thank you, Emily. Watching these streams is a great relief from the last semester of law school. You're almost there, AV to the seventh power. We're going to keep cheering you on. You're almost there. I mean, here's the thing about the third year of law school. The whole thing's like anticlimactic, and you're trying to find a job and make sure you have a job, but you get done with finals and you have to start studying for the bar. And so it's like, we're done with finals, have a drink. Fuck, bar study starts. And bar study is just its own special level of hell. It is so stressful. Here's my suggestion for bar study or for any big test study. Sleep needs to be your priority. I know not everybody's going to say that, but your brain retains information when you get good rest. You have to set your sleep schedule first and then build your study schedule around it. If you need 8 hours of sleep to be your best, build in 9 to 10 for when you're studying like that. If you do not, you will not retain the information. You have to sleep first, which sometimes means drinking less. Drinking less during that period will help, even though it's really nice to have a drink. You need to take at least 1 day off a week, if not more. Your brain needs to synthesize information, and that can only be done with a time off. I took time to read books. I took time to play video games, and my husband and I went to the movies during bar study every single Friday. We saw a new release film every single Friday while I was studying for the bar. I studied a half day Friday. We went to the movies, and then I didn't study on Saturday. So that was my day and a half of downtime. You also have to move. So here's how I would make my schedule. I would build my sleep schedule. If I could go back and do it again, I would build my sleep schedule, what my workout or movement schedule was going to be, walking, cycling, something where you can let your brain just wander and not think about other things. So I would build in sleep, movement, then food, then study time, because you already know this stuff and you've got this. That's how I would rebuild my schedule. Why don't I build my streaming schedule like that? I need to recalendar my life. Nicole said, I want ridiculous makeup lawsuits too. Buxom's White Russian lip gloss doesn't have vodka in it. Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara doesn't live up to its name. Imagine the filings. We can go find them. I'm sure there are some. We need to go look at the Red Bull lawsuit and go back to the Red Bull gives you wings lawsuit for a food court, because that actually did not go well in Red Bull's favor. So we would absolutely look at that, and we need to look at that. So I'm not going to just do current food lawsuits. I am going to go back and look at some of the other ones. Eve said, I watch your coverage of Depp v. Heard, but now I'm a regular viewing Law Nerd. Welcome. A lot of you found me during Depp v. Heard, and I'm glad that you're still here. Lawn Lumber said, there is a legit hardness scale for wood. It's called the Jenga Hardness Test Scale. Just thought you'd like to know. I need to know more about the hardness scale. Rob, did you answer the hardest kind of wood chat? What did he say? I didn't see it. I missed it. For the record, hardest wood equals lockwood. Wait, like flintlock wood? Is that true? I like lockwood, especially if you can knock on lockwood. Sounds hard. So Dark Fire Zero, we got to the slap. Now Utah, as of 2022, now has, de pepper. I already forgot. UPEPA. It now has UPEPA. Jerry said, I'm from Estonia. We always love a mention. Shout out to Estonia. I saw lots of love for Estonia in the chat earlier. Most people saying, please don't come here. It's fine. That's what not to me, but to others. So yes, we'll have to do some classic food courts. We will. To all of you that have gifted memberships, thank you. Patagonian Rosewood, 2840, I think, on the hardness scale. That sounds impressive. So Patagonian Rosewood is the hardest wood. I love it. I'm here for that knowledge. Look how much we learn in the chat. That's why I love y'all. We learn so much. It's good to see you all. All right, chat, I've got a call, so I've got to go. Here's what's going on for the rest of the week. Replay crew, I didn't say it earlier. Love you. Thank you for getting this far. Thank you for all the thoughts on the hair. It is new. We will be playing with the hair. There will be different hairstyles, and we will be playing with the hair. I'm here for it. I'm loving it. This is exactly what it's for. I have not forgotten the pickle. We're gonna have to get to the pickle another day because I don't have time to do polls on the pickle. I'm gonna put up polls on the community tab, and we've got 2 rounds because we've got 8 names. Let me tell you what the names are. Don't start voting yet. Here's where we're at for the top 8 when I warranted or required or asked for elicited suggestions. Here's our top 8. All right. Tickle D Pickle was a lot of people had Tickle Pickle and different variations of Tickle Pickle, but Tickle with the initial D Pickle had kind of topped that. Poot the Pickle, Pickle Angelo, Ipsy Dixit, Dilly Parton, Dilly Gaff, Bubba. Though now I've watched so much fucking Vanderpump that Bubba isn't even the name of a dog anymore. And then there were lots and lots of you that asked for the pickle to remain nameless and for the pickle's name to rotate with the case we are covering, so that in each case, the pickle had a new name. So those are our 8 options. We're going to run down top 2, kind of like a final 4 bracket. And so we will do that. And if it comes down to the pickle has a rotating name, then we might just let the pickle have a rotating name, and it keeps the name until there's a new court case wherein a new name is bestowed to the pickle. So with all of that, we will have to name the pickle. I'm going to put up the voting, and then we will vote together. Where'd the pickle? Did I lose my fucking pickle? I can't believe I lost my pickle. No, it's over here somewhere. So the rotating name might be good. And then I think the last case we would have to, I think Ipsy Dixit is what came from our last case, but we will see. So the rotating pickle might be really fun. Vincent Van Gogh's just settled with its name. So with all of that, it is time to pickle it out. And I will see you on Thursday. We're going to be going back to Idaho on Thursday. I think that's probably the only thing we will be talking about on Thursday, other than a quick bits. And tomorrow we will be talking on the podcast about Rust and the Rust charges being dropped, the charges that weren't dropped, etc., etc. So with that, it is time to say go. Ah! Emily, get my pickle right. Oh, Holly Brown's leaving us on a very important question. Wouldn't Elwood be the hardest wood? I mean, or how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood is also hard wood, because it's hard to say, but I like Elwood being the hardest wood. Elwood's amazing. With all of that, chat, it's great to see you. I will see you tomorrow in the chat for the podcast premiere. Go give QuickBits some love. And don't forget our wonderful sponsor down below. Thank you very much for Love and Pies and to Trail Mix for sponsoring this stream. And with that, I will see you soon. Bye, all. You can find all the Law Nerd goodies at lawnerdshop.com. Connect with me on social media at The Emily D. Baker. And don't forget to check out my podcasts, The Emily Show, and the new podcast, Quick Bits, summarizing everything I talk about on my Tuesday and Thursday live streams. You know, when you only have time for just the quick bits.